Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. We're going to jump right into this because today was a crazy day. We'll talk about the day as we go on. It was a wild and crazy day. I'll share that story. But we got shipping to do. It's 4:41 p.m. Eastern time. Kim's going to run out here in a couple of minutes and she's going to ship whatever we can ship. We are now live. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, whatever your pleasure. Chris at Peak on all platforms. And just a reminder as we get started, if you want to donate to our flooded neighbors, folks who got totally flooded out by Hurricane Helene here in Fletcher, North Carolina, go to chrisatpeak.com. There is a link up above or a link down below so you can donate. Cash donations are huge. You can also donate coffee. If you go to the coffee website, you'll see the coffee website down below. We're going to ship some orders right now. We're going to jump right into it. We don't have a lot of time. Today was a nutso day. We'll talk about that. Let's get some eBay orders going out the door first. I got a bunch of coffee orders going out the door. Thanks to everybody who's bought some coffee, keeping our business afloat here in Western North Carolina amidst all this craziness. It has been wild. Let's get some eBay shipping labels printed out. If you're just walking in the door, say hello down below in the chat. How was your weekend? If you're a part of the reselling crew that follows us, how were your sales? I want to hear about a great sale that you had over this weekend. And to everybody, what's one fun thing that you did over the weekend? I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear about it. Susan in Greensboro. All right. Let's get some orders out. Susan got herself a scales. This is a new to me brand. I just picked this up. Picked up 4 of these at a thrift store. I paid $5 a piece for them. This one sold, I think this is the third one of them in the sell. Sold for $22.50 in excellent used condition. Plus the buyer is paying for shipping. $5.95 shipping on this one. I actually just picked up some scales yesterday. I went out sourcing yesterday. I spent all day driving to and from Charlotte, North Carolina, which is normally about 2 hours away, but traffic's a little bit batty on 85 right now because 40 is closed to Tennessee. So it's pushing traffic to 81 and to 85. So, man, Sunday traffic coming back from Charlotte was pretty rough, but spent all day sourcing, getting going with the clothing end of my business, which has been very much on hold for the last 3 weeks. Haven't really listed anything. Hey, buddy, mom. Joy's mom, and I'm so great. Oh my gosh, Joy's mom is in the house. Hey, Joy's mom. You'll have to remind me, where do you call home? Joy's mom, that's awesome. So Joy's one of our neighbors who's been impacted by the storm, and that's her mom in the chat. That's awesome. What's up, Mazda John? How are you? Say hello down below in the chat. I want to hear about your weekend. Something fun. If you're part of the reseller crew, something you're excited about that you sold. Now, this is interesting. This is a label going to a pair of brand new inbox Solomons. This sold through eBay's authenticity guarantee. So some shoes qualify to be authenticated. So I'm going to ship this to the authenticator for eBay in New Jersey. They're going to authenticate these shoes and they're going to send them to the buyer. I'm not sure why they're authenticating these shoes. This is not really the type of shoe that you would typically get authenticated. Which one is this? The DRX Bliss. Size 7.5. That's this one right here. Typically, it's like shoes like, I don't know, Jordans and like kind of like higher and stuff like this. It's just a pair of running sneakers. They're nice sneakers, don't get me wrong. Solomon's, they sold for a best offer of $80 on eBay, brand new in the box. But these are going to the authenticator. Thought that was kind of strange. It is free shipping to the eBay authenticator, and this is going to go FedEx ground, which is also a pain because that means I have to go to a CVS, which is right down the street. It's not really a big deal, but I can't just have this picked up at the house like most of my orders. Welcome to new followers, by the way. We picked up thousands of new followers since we started covering Fletcher and Asheville's recovery from Hurricane Helene. Welcome aboard. This is typically what my lives look like, is reselling, packing orders. And by the way, if you get a coffee order in during the live, at chrisatpeak.com. I will stop what I'm doing and we will ship out your order live. That's how we do it. With a big dose of gratitude. All this coffee was roasted today. That's part of today's crazy story. I told you it was a crazy day. Let's get this packed up and I'll get into some story time for you. All right, this is going out to, who is this going out to? It's going out to Pablo. Thank you, Pablo. Every order gets a handwritten thank you card. That's how I roll. What's up, Kate? Sophia, oh my God, it's up and running. I learned so much watching you live. Thank you, Sophia. We're trying to get live as often as possible again now. I thought I was going to be live at like 1:30 today. I left the house at 11:30 for an 11:45 chiropractor appointment. The traffic was so bad I did not make it to the chiropractor appointment on time. I would have been like 35 minutes late. The traffic was crazy insane. It's the worst traffic I've ever seen in Asheville times 5 probably today. And it's been bad traffic since the storm because there's a lot of people here helping rebuild. There's a lot of traffic. Every person who lives here is taking more trips per day than they normally would because they're driving all around to get all kinds of stuff. And they have to drive to get showers in a lot of cases, drive to get water, drive to do laundry, stuff that they wouldn't normally drive to do. They're going to Home Depot and Lowe's to buy stuff to fix their homes. There's insurance adjusters driving everywhere. There's relief workers. So it's crazy. But today was an extra level crazy. So I was already 35 minutes late. I still wasn't there. They finally said, like, hey, look, we're going to have to cancel your appointment because we can't fit you in right now. Can we have you come in later on this afternoon? I said, sure. I'm going to run up to Black Mountain. I'm going to pick up coffee from Dynamite Roasting. I'll be back by 1:30. So anytime after 1:30 works. They scheduled me for 2. I made it there at 3. And that's where the story gets really interesting because the traffic was insane. Why is the traffic insane, you ask? Well, turns out I learned, as long story or short story, I'll tell you the short story. Turns out Trump had a rally today or a campaign stop or a campaign speech, I believe that was in Swannanoa, North Carolina. I'm just getting back, so it's not like I've been watching the news, but so it closed down Highway 40. It closed off a bunch of exits. They closed Highway 40 westbound, stopped all traffic. Traffic was backed up every different direction, all through Asheville, all through Black Mountain, Swannanoa. Traffic was just gridlock everywhere. Remember, we have line workers working on lines. We have roads that are compromised and washed out. We have way more traffic than normal. And we had a campaign stop in Swannanoa in the midst of this all with closing highways and stuff. I mean, part of 40 is already closed as it is. And now we closed it in another spot. So just a really crazy day. I left the house at 11:30. I do this route every Tuesday. Today I did it on Monday. It usually takes me to do this exact route, takes me from 11:30 when I leave. I'm usually home by like 1:15, 1:30 at the latest. Today I got home at 4:15 from that same trip. No difference, just more traffic. It was a crazy day. Normally I would be like all kinds of upset and mad, but given just what we came through and how crazy our last 3 weeks was, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go home. We're going to have power. We're going to have electricity. Those are the same thing. We're going to have internet. We're going to have water, and we're going to have food in the fridge. It'll be fine. Found a 3XL poncho in the wild. 3XL poncho. That's crazy. I never found one of those. Wilson Geiger 2XL. What a great rack. Poncho and Wilson Geiger. Did you just knock off like two bingo squares off of your, I don't know, what do you call that? Like wish list, or I don't know what you call that. You know what I mean? Hey, Kate, I found my first Filson yesterday for $8. Love sharing y'all sharing your finds for $8. Listed an hour ago. Already sold for 32 on Posh. Let's go. Quick flip. Do you ship from your home address or have a virtual business address? Home address. Thanks for asking. What's up, Big Sweaty? Big Sweaty should live in Miami. You got Miami vibes. All right, we sold this pair of Nike SB Zoom Blazer Mid Premiums. It's a mouthful. They're brand new, no box condition right here. These sold for $64 on eBay. Buyer paid shipping. Buyer paid $9.95 shipping on these. Where is my packing paper? The office was in such disarray for a few weeks with no power and everything. It's kind of like almost back to normal now. Mostly back. These are going in a 14 by 10 by 6 box, if you care. I got some updates for you, too, about the neighborhood, although not a ton. I was gone all day yesterday. And although I was not intended to be gone all day today, I was gone all day today. But we got some really great work done at Joy's house on Saturday. And some really great work done yesterday at Mike's house. I didn't do said work, but I heard of it happening. All right, so these are going to Seattle, Washington. Not sure why the shipping label is so cheap. Why is that only $8? That can't be $8. That can't be right. How can that be so cheap? It's going to Seattle from Asheville, North Carolina. Y'all, nobody's told me anything fun from their weekend. I want to hear about that stuff. We have so much bingo card. That's what it is. Yeah. My brother from another. What's up, Chemo? Mindy's in the house. If I missed any comments, I'm sorry. I lived in Asheville for 13 years. I may live here, but Asheville will only. You're in Morton. Okay, cool. I've never been up that way. We'll send in positive vibes. We're enjoying all the time that we're spending with Joy. She's been a real treat. She's gone through quite the ordeal, and she's continuing to go through quite the ordeal. But it's fun to be on Joy's team. She's been really grateful through the whole thing, and just really impressed with how she's conducted herself in the face of really crazy challenge. I guess this is going at cubic rate. I gotta double check this. Whatever. If I get charged for it, I'll get charged for it. That's gotta happen. Maybe I did it right. Maybe I did it wrong. Eduardo's got an order. Untuck It shirt. This sold for a best offer $19.80 plus the buyer paid $5.95 shipping for this on eBay. So the buyer's all in for what, $26 on this, and I paid $5 for this at the thrift store. I found two of the exact same Untuckits at a thrift store for $5 a piece. This is the second one to sell. They're both out the door. I typically price these right about $23. If it's like a nicer pattern or an extra big size or something, I'll price them a little bit higher than that when they're in used condition. Eduardo, I do like buying and selling Untuck-It. The market has come down on these a little bit. It has become a lot more common in the marketplace. There is more discounting on the new ones and stuff now. But it's still a good seller for me. It just wasn't what it was. I used to get closer to $30 for these upper 20s. Not so fun anymore. Just one flip. I took a motorcycle course. Nice. Riding motorcycles for about 7 hours a day for 2 days. That sounds sick. What's up, Andrew Big Cat? Good to see you, brother. Haven't seen you in a bit. My fault, not yours. Good to have you. Next up, we're going to do some coffee orders. Remember, if you get your coffee order during the live, I'm going to give you a big dose of gratitude. We're going to ship it out during the live, just like Jenna Hartwell. That's my friend. That's my friend Jenna. Jenna, I hope you're doing well. Used to be my friend from Raleigh, North Carolina. Jenna went back up to the Union. She's up in Connecticut. Jenna, thank you so much for your order. If you're watching live, say hello. That's awesome. We got the rules are you order during the live. We stop what we're doing and we get it shipped out. We got a whole bean bag of the Peak Blend, which is our medium roast. It is a single origin fair trade organic coffee from Chiapas, Mexico. This is what Kim and I daily drive. We drink this most days. We also mix in our dark roast and our light roast. But this is my all-time favorite coffee. So it's a pleasure to be able to ship this to y'all. It was our favorite coffee before it was our coffee. We used to buy this direct from Dynamite for years. So let's get Jenna a shipping label printed out. Jenna is an old friend. Back when I was a career coach for about a decade, Jenna was a friend of mine we were both part of the North Carolina Career Development Association. We both spent time serving on the board there, if my memory serves me correctly. Jenna, thank you so much. That's so cool. I love seeing those old names pop up. Let's see, 10 by 6. So all our coffee is fair trade. All our coffee is organic, and you can get it in whole bean or ground. Jenna grinds her beans at home, so she got herself a whole bean. And again, this coffee was roasted today. Typically, we get it roasted every Thursday, but we ran out since Thursday because y'all have been so generous. So I got another roast today. We've been roasting twice a week now, basically since we got back online. There was a week where we couldn't get fresh coffee because the roaster was out of power and out of commission. But since we've been back, we've had to roast twice a week because y'all been ordering so much coffee. Untuck worth a pickup. I always pick up on Untuck if it's like $6-7 or less. I'm picking up Untuck. It's not what it used to, but it's still solid. The good news is you find it more frequently than you used to because the distribution on the reason why the prices come down, the markets come down on Untuck is because it's more widely available. But that also means that you can find it more often. So even though the prices come down, which is a bummer, I sell a lot more of them because I find more of them now because it's out there. Thank you, Jenna. Going out the door to you. That'll get out tomorrow. We're just too close to 5 o'clock. Kim was going to try to run this stuff to the post office, but it's now 4:05 and she hasn't been able to break free from work. It is what it is. We got tied up in so much traffic today, thanks to a campaign rally up in Swannanoa. In large part, there was other reasons the traffic was bad, but that was like the straw that broke the camel's back with Highway 40 closed and off ramps closed. Just insane traffic today. What's up, Patricia? Smith is in the house. Buy, not boat. I knew what you meant. Did I just get another order? Is this possible? Thought I did. Maybe not. Okay. If you want to be like Jenna, go ahead and get yourself an order. I'll ship it out right during the live with a handwritten thank you note. Big dose of gratitude. You know how we do here. What's the latest, y'all? Tell me something fun from the weekend, either a sale or something you got into. Something fun. We got more eBay orders now. We'll go back and forth. Coffee, eBay, coffee, Poshmark. This is going out to Julius. Julius got him very bread and butter type of item here. Very kind of everyday type of seller. Used Polo Ralph Lauren, just a polo style shirt, short sleeve, cotton with the pony on the chest. This one's black with a yellow pony. This one sold for best offer of $18 plus $5.95 shipping. These typically sell for me for $18 to $21 plus $5.95 shipping. All shirts I always price at $5.95 shipping. So thank you, Julius. This is going to Charlotte, North Carolina. This will get you here nice and quick. Probably 2 days on this. Good early evening. That's right. He's coming to Concord on my way home. Gotcha. I was in Concord yesterday. I mean, we're just not in a place for campaign stops right now. I mean, we're in a disaster recovery. The roads are already bad enough. We already have enough traffic here. It's just our population's for the region's probably 1.5 times what it normally is because we have so many relief workers staying in the area. We have so many volunteer workers staying in the area. All the hotels are jammed. Like it's a total crazy time around here. There's line work everywhere. Roads are closed and damaged as it is. We do not need campaign stops with Secret Service closing roads and stuff right now. Absolute nightmare today. Absolute nightmare. It hurts real people who are trying to recover. Took me an extra 3 hours on top of what it normally takes to do this route today, in large part thanks to a campaign. It would have taken me more anyway, but the campaign stop was like, politics aside, I'm just telling you, it's just I don't care which color hat you like to vote for. Having a campaign stop today in Swannanoa where they got hit so hard by the storm just isn't helping anybody. I would be over the top mad if it hadn't been for we just been through so many other things the last few weeks that for me it's like, well, 3 hours extra of traffic compared to what else we've had, that's nothing. But if you had told me that would have happened like 3-4 weeks ago before the storm that I run into that, I'm like, that would be the maddest I've ever been in a day ever. But for me, it's like we got power at home, we got water at home, we got internet now, things that we didn't have for weeks, food in the fridge. It's fine. Very blessed to have a good week of sales to offset my paying for some new fencing. Nice, man. Love to hear that. This is usually my best time of year. Obviously a little bit slow right now because of the circumstances, but October really crushes for me historically. I'm doing okay, but this should be peak season, y'all. Sourcing my territory, I was in Big Cat. I was doing some retail arbitrage yesterday. I did not do any used sourcing yesterday. We got an order going out the door for. So all these eBay orders that I was hoping to get out today, I have 1 day handling time. All these eBay orders are technically going to be dispatched late. They're going to ship out tomorrow. It's things like, so that's why when I say that traffic's a real pain in the butt today, it hurts my small business, so because now all these orders that I would have been home at 1:15, 1:30 at the latest and had plenty of time to ship all these orders out before 5 o'clock. I would have been done by 2:30, by 3 at the latest, and instead it hurts my small business. I'm going to get dinged by eBay for having late dispatch on all these things. It might actually have me lose my top rated seller status, which will really piss me off. So, when I say that makes me mad that someone did a campaign stop here, it didn't just cost me 3 extra hours in my day today and a whole lot of stress. It's actually hurting my small business now too, because I don't get these orders out and it dings me on eBay. Plus I have all these coffee orders that are going out. Look at all these thank you cards on the desk. All those thank you cards there are coffee orders right there going out the door. So those are going to get out a day late too, just because someone thought it was a good idea to do a campaign stop in a place that's just ravaged by a storm and in totally recovery mode, and people are reeling. Small businesses are hurt enough and have been really taking it on the chin for weeks now. And somebody decided they want to do a campaign stop. Think about it. Politics aside, think about it. What's best for the people here? What's best is not closing the roads that are open right now. That's what's best. Gloria, thank you for your order, a little Brooks Brothers. I didn't even show it to you. So when I pick up Brooks Brothers, a lot of people complain and they say Brooks Brothers don't sell. You got to pick up the right Brooks Brothers. Look at the pattern on this. This is not a super common pattern for Brooks Brothers. It's a very modern, in style right now pattern. It's also a very fall pattern. It's a size 2XL as well, so it's a great size on top of that. So it's got those two things working for it. This one took about a month to sell and sold for best offer $18 plus $5.95 shipping. So pattern plus size on this one, all day on these. Paid $5 for it at a thrift store. Easy money. I knew that one would sell quick. It would be, but we got to remember, politics aside, Barry D. Politics aside, today, having a campaign speech today, and of all places, Swannanoa, it was not a good move for the people here. There's plenty of other places. There's battleground state stuff that you can do. You didn't have to do it in a place. I'll show you some of the video if you want me to send you some of the video from literally right down the street, just a couple miles down the street from where he did his campaign. Just totally, people's small businesses are ripped in half. Their homes floated down the river, literally on the same road that he did this campaign speech today. People are reeling. And I spent an extra 3 hours on the road today. And now I'll probably lose my top rated seller status because I'm not going to get all this stuff shipped out today like I was supposed to because of it. It doesn't matter. I don't know if it was packed or not, Barry D. It doesn't matter how many people were at the campaign rally. When you close the major east-west highway that goes Route 40, which goes from coast to coast through Asheville, when you close that road for a period of time and you back up the traffic for miles and you close exits so that people can't get off the exits and they just back up in the breakdown lane for miles and miles. It doesn't matter if there was 0 people or 5 million people at the campaign thing. The damage was done and you backed up traffic in places where relief workers are trying to get stuff done. Utility workers are trying to get stuff done. They're trying to move supplies from place to place. We already have shortages of all kinds of stuff in all our grocery stores too, right? So you can't buy stuff at grocery stores because they're out of it, because we have issues with getting trucks in and stuff because 40 West is completely closed down going to Tennessee. So, to do something, to do any kind of event that would cause traffic to shut down in this region right now, I don't care for what ends it is crazy. If it has nothing to do with fixing Western North Carolina right now, it's a bad decision, politics aside. And I don't even understand how somebody could argue against that. There's so many places that he could have done that campaign that would have been in Western North Carolina that wouldn't have impacted people in the way that it impacted people today, and impacts some of the people who have taken it most on the chin over the past 3 weeks. To go do that is it's strategically bad. Politics aside, and I'm not even going to talk about politics. I don't talk politics on this live ever. I just don't do it, and I'm not today. I'm just talking about the decision to run a campaign rally. Is objectively a bad decision. Objectively a bad decision. We got shoes going out the door. We got boots. Here's a big dollar sale. This is an awesome one. $169 full price sale on these Solomon boots. This is a pair of boots. If you find a pair of boots this nice, I'm going to geek out about this because I love hiking and backpacking. And this is like a legit Alpine style boot. It's called the X Alp. This is legit Gore-Tex, brand new with tags. This is a women's boot. This is a X Alpine MTM GTX, $169 sale. It's got to ship out a day late. So someone wanted to hear themselves talk today. I'm going to have to go find a box for these. I'm going to have to go to the garage and find a box for those. Crazy sale though, $169. I got offers on those a couple weeks ago for $90 and $100. I'm glad I held out on that one and ended up getting $169 on it. Ingalls is back up and running, but they're just out of a lot of stuff. The supply chain is still pretty broken. I don't think people in politics think very clear ever. Yeah, they're thinking about two things. Politicians think, number one, they're thinking about how to get elected or reelected, and number two, they're thinking about how to line their pockets. And if there's time left over after priority number one and number two, then they think about the people that they represent, but usually their constituents first, and then the rest of the populace after that. So yeah, getting reelected, getting money, and if you have time, you think about what's best for the people. Every politician's that way. Chris, need to throw something? No, I'm actually not even that mad. We had such shit thrown at us over the past few weeks. To be stuck in 3 hours of traffic today is almost like whatever. If that's the worst you got. But the fact that it was totally avoidable, that's another thing. That was totally and utterly avoidable. So this is going out to, what am I missing here? Oh, pair of Levi's pants. These are 501, brand new with tags. They're called the 501 93 straight is the model on these. Size 40 by 30, which is a good size. I like the bigger sizes in the Levi's. The 501 is, yes, the button fly. You already knew that one. Button flies, they tend to be popular. They sell a little bit better than the other ones. These sold for $34, brand new with tags. Buyer paid $8.95 shipping on these. They're going to go out USPS Ground Advantage. My shipping label is $6.26. This is going international. It's going through eBay's international program. So all I got to do is ship it to Glendale Heights, Illinois. And eBay is going to take it the rest of the way. The buyer paid eBay for the international shipping and the customs fees and all that. I didn't collect any of that. All I did was collect the $8.95 so I could ship it to Glendale Heights, Illinois. And eBay will take it for the rest of the ride there. I just pack it normal as if I was going to ship this down the street. No difference. Thanks, Tish. I don't know. I don't know about the answer to your question, Trisha. I just don't know. Good afternoon. Talk to eBay. Doesn't they? Yeah, maybe. They were good about other stuff, but now we're like 3 weeks after the storm. I'm not sure if they're still going to give me protection. I didn't get dinged for late shipping during the days after the storm, but I'm not sure if that's going to be true now. eBay was really good about that, by the way. I didn't have to call them and fight with them. They just took care of it, which is great. Probably saved them a lot of time of answering the phone with a lot of people calling them and whatever. We got a Poshmark order, or no, here's an Amazon order. Brand new pair of Lee jeans. These are fleece lined, a men's pair of jeans. And these sold for $49.98 on Amazon. These are going FBM, so I'm shipping them. I had some FBA orders over the weekend. I had 4 FBA orders yesterday, and I think 2 on Saturday. So 6 for the weekend plus this makes it 7 Amazon for the weekend. Solid Amazon weekend for me. I was slow elsewhere. Poshmark was really slow. One order between Saturday and Sunday. I shipped already on Saturday, so Friday orders and Saturday morning orders are out the door. But to have one Poshmark for Saturday, Sunday is like all-time bad for me, especially in October. I mean, I haven't been listing, so there's that. I expect it to be down, but man, one for the weekend in October is crazy with over 1,100 listings. That's crazy. Come on, they have to give you an extension. Well, yeah, maybe they will. I just don't know if they're still doing it. Did you get the generator money? No, I haven't. I called FEMA twice and stayed on hold for an hour 20 plus before I got disconnected because the cell phone service is all screwed up here too. So I haven't sat down and like buckled in and said, cool, I'm going to call FEMA again to wait on hold for another hour and a half. I just haven't had the time to just sit and do that. I'll do it at some point soon. I'd love for them to pay for the generator. That'd be great. I don't even know if they're going to pay me for it. So I like the international because it's close to me. I shipped 4 pounds package there for less than 6 today. Yeah, that international package was $6.26 for me on at a 2 pound rate. What did I miss? What's up, Israel? Carolyn is in the house. What's up, Eric? What did I miss? Come on, they have to give me an extension. Chris, you sell only new stuff on Amazon? Yes. Where do you source the new inventory? A variety of different places. Retail arbitrage and online arbitrage is real. If there's a store that's got a clearance section and they sell clothing, that's where I'm going. All of them. I still have to send the donation. Sorry, fell asleep. No worries. Carolyn, wake up. You're all good. You're all good. Okay. And I had a Poshmark order. Yes, Kim.
I didn't realize, but it's after 5.
I know.
You know.
I know.
I just realized that. So.
Say hi.
Hi.
What else do you want to say?
Thanks for all the orders and coffee orders and all that fun stuff. It's great. Helping out neighbors.
There you go.
I just didn't know if you knew, and I was like, I looked up at the clock and I was like, oh gosh.
I know.
All right. Well.
We'll probably lose the business now.
What?
We'll close. I'll get a job. It'll be fine.
Don't put this stuff out there.
I don't want it in here. I'm not going to open that mail.
Well, then you need to tell me that can be shredded.
No. Nick says, hey, Kim. Carolyn says, hi. I spoke to some of my reps about coffee in your resale stores this morning, hoping you'll see some sales from Oregon. Oh, thank you so much, M. Joe Spencer. That's really nice. The gift of coffee, I think, is a great gift. So thanks for sharing that with your friends. It means a lot to me. Best way to support Kim and I is just support our business. Get a real job. I don't know. I think I'm unemployable at this point, Nick. Tej says hi also. What's up, Eric? I'm doing well, man. How's the recovery coming along? Slowly but surely. Progress every day, brother. But we're going to be in this for a long, long time. I took some footage today up on foot in Swannanoa, one of the hardest hit areas. And even though I've driven through there a number of times since the storm, this is the first time of like getting out of the car and walking around. And it was shocking. It was hard to film. It was hard to narrate. I'm going to share that video once I edit it up, but it was, I can't imagine how an area like Swannanoa, it's a small town. It's just east of Asheville. It's not a wealthy town by any stretch of the imagination. Not a lot of wealthy families, a lot of really small homes, mobile homes. I just don't, in a lot of like really small businesses, like family business, I just don't know how a lot of that stuff is going to recover. When you see the wreckage, and even the film, probably like even the film, that's funny. I'm dating myself. Even the video probably isn't the same as like having your feet in the dirt, and standing on like the shaky ground and the broken roads. And yeah, it's just something about being there. It almost floored me. It was really tough. So it's staggering, some of these areas, how long it's going to take. Like the River Arts District. If you watch my 8-minute video about driving and walking around the River Arts District, it's just sort of staggering to think like how do you replace like all these totally washed out businesses and homes that are just like the buildings are just rubble. It's just really hard to It's hard to know. Diane, thank you so much for your order. Thank you for asking, Eric. It's a lot. It's going to be a lot of work. The rebuilding of the neighborhood's going well, slowly but surely. There's days with progress. There's days where things don't go the way it's planned, but that's the way the recovery is, right? It's not a straight line like this. It's kind of wavy, but it's trending up. So why is this in 720p? It should be in 1080. Can I change that? Will it let me? It's supposed to be in 1080p. Sorry if it's not super clear. I didn't toggle. I don't know why it doesn't default to 1080p on here for a nice clean image. Diane, thank you so much. Diane bought a bag of coffee at chrisatpeak.com. I put a link specific on there so you can donate coffee to our neighbors. It looks a little something like that. So if you go to our coffee website and you want to donate coffee to our neighbors, we're over 60 bags on this. So my neighbors down there, like 11 families, aren't going to drink that anytime soon. That's okay. I had a plan for this. The next plan is we're going to really get a lot of hot cups of coffee out to people who are helping the rebuild. That includes like restaurant workers right now who are working in an environment where they're in like a boil water advisory or no water whatsoever. So we're going to get the people who are feeding the rebuild, the restaurant workers who really took it on the chin. We're going to get them some hot, delicious coffee. We're also going to get out to like relief workers, folks who are having a hard time getting a good cup of coffee, and they're working long, like 12, 14-hour days, away from their homes, away from their families. They're here in like the Asheville area doing this relief work. We're going to get this coffee out to volunteers. People are, again, away from their families, away from their jobs. They're just donating their time and their energy to coming and helping us rebuild. We're going to get them coffee with those donations. So thank you, Diane. We're over 60 bags now that have been donated to that cause. So that's going to be another charitable thing that we're going to be putting time and energy into, is a little mobile coffee station in the back of the car. I'm just waiting for a couple things to show up in the mail, and then we'll be fully operational. Tell Kim to stay out. It's my Chris time. She's back on the phone back there. If I yelled to her, I'd get in trouble. How's the other Biggie's doing great. I got a chance to spend time with him last Thursday. He's come up 3 Thursdays in a row with a ton of stuff, supplies, clothing, food, just a ton of stuff. One of the times he came up with a pallet, like a whole pallet of stuff. I mean, just crazy what he's bringing up. And he's bringing it to a church right here in my neighborhood, Hoopers Creek Baptist Church. So these are people who are, this church is also helping my neighbors in like a broader area too. They've been serving hot meals. They've been helping people, doing work in their homes and stuff like that. They've been sheltering people. They've been giving out clothing and supplies and all that stuff. So Big E's doing great. I think the guy's tired because remember, he's coming up from Greenville, South Carolina. Greenville got hit hard by the storm. I think he was out of power Eric himself was out of power for over a week. And he's still coming up here and helping up here in Asheville because he sees how hard and how bad it is how hard we are hit and how bad it is up here. Shop, Drop, and Sold just sent coffee for donation to your neighbors. Thank you so much. Was that you, Diane, or was that another donation? Thank you so much. That's really, really kind. Cash is still absolutely the best way. If you said like, what's the best way to support your neighbors in the mission that you're up to, click the donation links at chrisatpeak.com. There's a Venmo, there's a PayPal, and there's a GoFundMe. All that money just goes directly to my neighbors, 11 families down here that we're working with. It goes directly to their rebuild. It's fueling them as they go. So we've raised over $24,000 for that. In the grand scheme of things, $24,000 is awesome. It's also a drop in the bucket to rebuild homes, particularly the folks. There's 5 families that don't have flood insurance, so they won't see a single penny. Thank you, Diane. Shop, Drop, and Sold. Appreciate that so much. They won't see a single penny from insurance. So they're rebuilding on their own with our help and your help. So that's the best way right now is cash. The coffee is awesome too. Don't get me wrong. It supports our business. It allows us to go out and do nice things, put coffee in people's hands. It's a great way to put a smile on people's faces. Smiles are really valuable right now, especially these volunteer and relief workers who are just seeing such awful stuff and hearing such crazy stories. Yes, Barry D, we can line you up for one of those. Line you up for one. Mobile for you. We have a minute. Can you post the list? I haven't found that list, M. Joe Spencer, but I do have something up my sleeve for you. I'm working on that list. I can't figure it. I saw it somewhere on the internet and it's just gone, but I will find something for you. Flint and Tinder. Flint and Tinder is always a pickup, unless it's in bad condition or way overpriced. Flint and Tinder is a great brand. The jeans sell great. Not familiar with that brand. Comps are okay. Comps are great. Positive John. I've got one of your videos pinned to the top of my profile and share it. Nice. That's awesome. Stuff like that helps. Hitting the share button, hitting the like button on all those videos, a big deal. Watch it all the way through. Comment down below. That stuff helps the algorithm. And when the algorithm's happy, Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, they'll send that video out to other people, and other people can watch it. And if those people want to help, then they can click the donation link. So, yeah, I mean, that's the two most powerful things you can do are donate and then hit all the things, the share, the like, the comment and all that stuff, because that feeds the algorithm, lets other people see it. Then we get more donations, and then we can get more work done down in the neighborhood. So has anyone else had an eBay issue or refund as soon as Chemo? Stop complaining about that. You complained about that yesterday. You can't complain about that 2 days in a row. I'm just kidding. You can complain about whatever you want. What did I miss? Carolyn, not following usual policy. Yes, Diane, good to hear. Yeah, I appreciate all the positivity, and I appreciate MJ Spencer, your will to support small businesses in the area. It is so important right now. The businesses that are open and they are employing people, that's so important. If we want to rebuild Western North Carolina, and that's what this is. I mean, it's a rebuild. I mean, some of these communities are really barely communities at this point. It is a true rebuild. And many businesses will never come back from this. They'll just say, look, there's no way we can afford to rebuild. And that's a shame. But the businesses that do decide to rebuild, or the businesses that have now reopened and took it on the chin for a few weeks by spending money at those businesses, like our business, is a huge help, because it makes those businesses strong. They can continue to employ their people and give them full-time hours or part-time, full hours, whatever that might be for those people, hire new people, which is really important. But also 68 cents out of every dollar that's spent in Western North Carolina stays in Western North Carolina. So you spend that money, say on our business, you buy yourself a bag of coffee. It costs $15. Let's just calculate what that means in terms of how much of that money will likely stay in Western North Carolina, because I'll go spend it at a restaurant, or I'll go spend it at a grocery store local here. Let's just do some quick math. This will be fun. They're saying 68 cents of every dollar stays right here in Western North Carolina. So buy a $15 bag of coffee times 0.68. So that's $10.20 is staying here. So that $15 bag of coffee helps Kim and I eat, right? That helps our business stay afloat and keep moving forward, earns us profit. And then we are going to go out, because we're strong now. We can eat out. We can fill our refrigerator. That's the thing. We can also do things like to rebuild and fix things. Like, we're going to need our roof that has dents in it. Like that's got to get fixed. So things like that, like, people can contribute to, you can pay for contractors and all that. So one $15 purchase keeps $10 in Western North Carolina, which is pretty crazy. $10.20. Yeah. I found a list called Love Asheville. I think that's the list. Let me see that. I think that was the one. It rings a bell. I think that's the one. Yes, that's from the Explore Asheville people. I think this is the one. I applied for this too. I wonder if I'm on there. What if they didn't include me? I guess I did it under food and drink. Or did I do it under? Let's just look. Hey, I'm on there. That's cool. So yeah, that is the one, because that's the one I applied to. So I'm going to share that down below in the chat. Thanks for that. Your Googling skills are above mine. So this is a list. It says, in the wake of Hurricane Helene, many beloved Asheville and Buncombe County businesses have been deeply affected by the storm. Why does it say Buncombe County too? What about our county? There's more than just Buncombe County in there. We're Henderson County, by the way. While the community comes together to rebuild, you can lend a helping hand from afar by shopping at these businesses' online stores or contributing to fundraiser efforts. So I'm going to share that list with y'all. You have it now on Instagram, and you should have it on YouTube and Facebook right now, a direct link to this website. Chris at Peak Coffee is featured on there too. And a lot of my favorite business, a lot of these are restaurants, but there's stuff like retail. You can book your next trip here. There are a lot of towns and cities in the area that can take on tourism right now. This is peak season. Right now is like the best foliage time in a lot of places. So this is when every hotel would be sold out in the area. Every restaurant would be jammed up every night. Like crazy tourist season is right now, but a lot of cities and towns can't take on tourism because our hotels are full of the relief workers or they're full with our own residents who are displaced by their home. But there are some towns in the area which are open for business, and you can come and have a really great time and have a great experience and see the fall foliage in the mountains and eat some great food and leave behind some money for these small towns. So Brevard, for example, is open for business. They just did not get hit as hard by the storm. They recovered real quick. They're ready to go. Blowing Rock, which is one of our favorite places to go up near Boone, is open for business. So what's up? Michael Raymond is in the house. Ray himself. Check this out. I'm going to share this just in case you can't see it in the chat. This is something you might want to share, Ray, that Explore Asheville list. Hit up the Hub in Brevard. Yeah, big fan of the Hub in Brevard. They opened up 276, like Pisgah Forest, so you can go and see like Looking Glass Falls, which is like a really famous waterfall in our area, and there's other waterfalls up on that ride too. So that's back open for business as of yesterday or the day before. So there are things opening up. Some places are going to recover faster than others, or slower than others. If you go retail, many have items available to shop: jewelry, hot sauce, charcuterie. That's a tough word to say. Thanks, Phil. What were we doing? We were shipping orders. I had a Poshmark order. This is going out to Juliet. I had a thank you card for Juliet, I swear. I swear it. Oh no, never mind. It's not going to Juliet. It's going to Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. So this is an RLX. This is a brand that slowed down for me. RLX. This is Ralph Lauren's golf line. So Ralph Lauren RLX. This is a full zip jacket. MSRP on this is $228. Used to get about $100 for these on the resale market, new with tags. This one sold for $80. It sat around for a while. I picked this up back in February. I had bought a quantity of these too. So RLX is one of those brands that took a slight downturn for me this year. They still sell. You just got to get the price real low. And I paid a lot of money for them, so I can only go so low on those. This is going to go out USPS priority because it's a Poshmark order. Everything Posh goes priority. It means I can use any of these USPS priority shipping supplies, which are free from USPS.com. I could use my own bags too, sure, but those cost me about 6 cents a piece. Why not use the free stuff from the post office? So that's what we're going to do. It's going out to Andrew. It's going to Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. Just listed in RLX today. They still sell. Don't get me wrong. Just they don't sell as fast or for as much money as they used to. Wife got some French broad chocolate to support. I have supported three pieces so far. Nice job. Which chocolate did you get from French Broad? We're very, very familiar with French Broad chocolate. Everybody from the area knows French Broad chocolate. Those chocolates are insane. So that's a local chocolate company here in Asheville. They have a really popular storefront right downtown in Pack Square, and they make all the chocolates made here in Asheville too. The place where they make the chocolate, factory, I guess not a factory, wherever, commissary, is kind of right around the corner. It's in the River Arts District. It's just it's probably like a mile away from their storefront. It's a really big like tourist destination. If you go to French Broad Chocolate on Pack Square, if it's a weekend or it's tourist season, you're probably going to wait in line for a good little bit, and people are just like happy to wait in line because the chocolate's just like ridiculous. It's so good. Let's ship out some coffee orders, eh? Let's ship out some coffee orders. If you got you a coffee order that you're waiting for me to ship, let me know down below in the chat so I can ship yours right here while you're in the live, so you can see it. It's always fun. And if you haven't got your coffee order in, you can get it in right now. If you order at chris@peak.com, there's a link up above. There's a link down below where whatever platform you're on, you'll find the link. If you buy a bag of coffee or 2 or 3 during the live, you'll skip the line. We'll ship you out right away with a big dose of gratitude. That's how we do it around here. Let's get to some orders. And all this coffee was roasted today, which is crazy. A couple of shout outs to some people who bought coffee to donate it directly to our to folks in our neighborhood and relief workers, there is a link on my website. It looks a little something like this, and you can buy to donate directly to our flooded neighbors and to relief workers in the area. We're going to get bags of coffee out to people, cups of coffee out to people, put smiles on people's face. Denise bought 2 bags over the weekend, so thank you, Denise. Diane just bought a bag too. That's what this one's from. 6 bags from Patricia. So thank you, Patricia from Wimberley, Texas. You bought 6 bags to support our neighbors and relief workers. Karen bought a bag for herself and bought 2 bags donated. And when you buy the donated ones, it doesn't have shipping. Like there's no shipping charge on those ones. If you buy it for yourself, there's a shipping charge. But if you buy it this way, there's no shipping charge because I'm not shipping it. So if you are going to order it to donate, make sure you click that link. But you can get 2 bags for yourself and one shipped to you, or 2 for whatever, 2 for yourself, 1 for a donation, whatever you want to do. So Karen did that. She got 2 bags of the fall seasonal white roast. She also donated to our neighbors. So big shout out to Sandra from Columbus Falls, Montana. She bought 5 bags, donated to our neighbors. Bonnie from Hermiston, Oregon, bought 10 bags from Oregon as a donation. Brenda bought 7 bags from Woson, Ohio, donated. I mean, the donations are just crazy. Allison bought 2 bags for herself and donated a bag to our neighbors too. So Allison from Syracuse, New York, thank you so much. 2 bags from Joanne in the Villages, Florida, 2 bags donated to our neighbors. So even if you don't like coffee, you can still share some coffee and a smile for some folks. Mad Hurry from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, bought a bag for herself and a bag for our flooded neighbors as a donation. That's awesome. And in the note, she said, please ship out the most freshly roasted beans. Don't mind waiting a week. Thank you. Well, how about this, Mad Hurry? How about you don't wait a week? And how about we just ship you out a bag of beans that was roasted today? Would that be fresh enough? Let's just do that right now. That'll be a fun one. Doesn't get any fresher than that. Mad Hurry, you get a bag of, this is our peak season medium roast at your request, as fresh as it possibly gets. You can't beat it, y'all. Can't beat it with a stick. Can't beat it with a stick. Let me get my bags out here. So we'll get yours shipped out. She also donated a bag, which is just so generous. It's so cool. So cool. I ordered mine last night. Oh, we'll get yours in just a second. Let's get Mad Hurries out, and then I'll have you jump the line. I got your thank you card already made out. Let me see. It's in here. I seen it. Maybe you ordered under a different name. I thought I saw it. Thanks, Maduri. Thanks for buying you a bag. Thanks for donating to our neighbors. Smile. Coffee equals smile, and smiles are super valuable right now. Been through some tough stuff lately. Nothing like a smile. Remember, all our coffee is available. It's whole bean or ground. We also offer it in French press grind, which is a coarse grind. I would recommend that only if you have a French press, if that's how you brew your coffee at home. That's how Kim and I brew our coffee. So let's get this shipping label printed out here. It's going to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Really appreciate the love coming from all across the country, all corners of the country. Americans pulling together to support each other. We've shipped some coffee internationally too, to Canada through all this. There's something about when people just get their butts kicked. It's so great to see people pulling together to support people. The multi-pack and the lemon something. She took the hot chocolate mix to work. That hot chocolate's ridiculous. They serve hot chocolate, like liquid chocolate, I think they call it. You have hot chocolate and I think a liquid chocolate, which is something different that they sell at the shop too. It's ridiculous. Rich, and some dark if you like. Great options. Yeah, if you buy it from French Broad Chocolate, I don't think there's anything that they make that isn't delicious. I found the Poppy Popcorn here in Jacksonville. I meant to tell you, I'm so excited. Yeah, that's a local small business. The owner's name is Ginger. She's actually really good friends with our neighbor, she's built herself up it's a pretty big business at this point. But it all just started with Ginger, just a little one-woman operation, female CEO. If you're into that sort of thing, it was a golf ball with the Players logo hit on the sleeve. Nice. That's a good one. That's a good one, Trisha. Thank you so much for that order and that donation, Mad Hurry. The freshest beans you can get at your request. She asked for it. She wanted the freshest ones. She didn't even have to wait for it. That's pretty cool. Let's see if I can find yours. Did you order it under the same name that you have it on the screen there, or did you M Joe, or did you put it on there? Or is this a wild goose chase for me? I'm looking. Maybe. Yep, we found it at Fresh Market grocery store here. Nice, nice. I bet you they have that Fresh Market account because we have a local Fresh Market that's actually pretty close to their main facility. So I wonder if they just have like a deal with Fresh Market. What's up, Jeremy? Colts Comics is in the house. What's up, dude? You just getting in from work? Let me know, M Joe. I don't see M Joe on here, so maybe. Oh, I think I found you. Yep, I got your name on here. Sorry, you used a different name as your screen name on here. I won't say it out loud. I found you. I got a peak taster pack. So we got one of each, a light roast, a dark roast, and a medium roast. All ground going out to M. Joe. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Going out to Salem, Oregon. Thanks for sending the love all the way across the country. That's crazy. So light roast, dark roast, medium roast. That's it. Peak taster pack. A little bit of everything right there for you. And going out to Salem, Oregon. So many customers, first-time customers, have never tried the coffee before. Just sight unseen, they're buying 3-4 bags the very first time, which is wild to me. I mean, I can tell you how good it is all day and all night. It's got all the things, the fair trade, organic, single origin, all that stuff you're looking for in the best coffee. But I can say all I want. But for you all to just believe it and not even just try one bag and feel it out, instead you're just buying 3 is wild to me. It means a lot to me. Usually when you get new customers, they'll order like 1 bag, right? Just to check it out, just to see. Maybe 2. They'll try 2 different coffees, but people are buying 3, 4, 5 bags. It's wild to me. And of course, my dirty secret is that I want you all back because I'm sending you the best, freshest coffee you can possibly get in hopes that you come back for more of this stuff. So thank you, M. Joe. Appreciate you. There's my pal. Jeremy came over from. Are you on both platforms? What's going on? Yeah, I got you, M. Joe. I got you, Mary. This will ship out tomorrow morning. We missed the post office today in part because of the traffic caused by a campaign rally in Swannanoa of all places. So it meant that I spent about an additional 3 extra hours on the road than I expected to today. Just a crazy set of circumstances, but we're getting everything packed up for you right now and out the door. These will go out tomorrow morning. My Arnold, I'll be back. Thank you, Carolyn. Thanks for announcing. All right, getting this out the door. Peak taster pack. Thank you, Mary. Handwritten thank you note in every single order from Kim and I. Big dose of gratitude. Thanks for supporting the live. Thanks for liking and following and all that stuff that help all the videos so you can get the word out about what's happening here in Fletcher. Really want it to be although there's a lot of people showing like the destruction, I really hope that my videos show not just a destruction, but really a story of people, uniting and coming together and overcoming the worst, And sometimes when the worst comes, it takes the best to overcome it. And that's what we're seeing here in Western North Carolina, people pulling together and uniting in the face of the worst, and they're bringing their best. And y'all are doing it too by donating coffee and donating to the links. By the way, the links are at chris@peak.com. You can find the links above or below to donate money to fund the rebuild of our neighbors that have no flood insurance. I mean, shoot, we're in the mountains. Who's got flood insurance out here? Who can blame them? We got an order for Karen. She's got 2 bags of the light roast ground. So this is our fall seasonal light roast. This changes every season. We just started the fall about a month ago. And Karen also donated 2 bags. So she bought 2 bags and donated two bags, which is awesome. So thank you, Karen, for putting smiles on people's faces. Put a really nice note in her order too. So thank you for that really nice note, Karen. That means a lot to me. So this is our fall seasonal light roast. Going to have hints of caramel, a little bit of cocoa, and a nice creaminess to this fall seasonal light roast. I'm really enjoying the fall seasonal. Kind of tastes like fall, if you ask me. If that makes sense. This is a single origin coffee. Comes from a single farm. Well, that's what single origin is. So single farm in Honduras. If you're looking at coffee at the store, and you want to buy like the best of the best coffee, that's what you should be looking for, is fair trade, organic, and single origin. That is like the peak. No pun intended or intended. That is the peak of coffee, the paramount. Thank you, Karen. Got some white boxes. I've never, so when we got slammed with a whole bunch of orders when we were just coming back from the hurricane, and like not a lot of places were like shipping yet and roads were closed and stuff, I was really low on shipping supplies. So I ordered boxes from 3 different suppliers. And what I assumed was somebody would ship, one of the suppliers would ship on time, one of them would get here really late, and one of them would just like, would either cancel or would just be so late that I would have to cancel. And that's exactly what played out. And so I ordered from some suppliers that I don't typically order from. Jeremy, thank you so much for that. I guess it's a super chat that came through. Is that how that works on YouTube? Thank you so much. I'll make sure that $20 goes right into the hands of our neighbors and gets right to work on their rebuild like right now. So thank you, Jeremy. That's really nice. But anyway, I got some, it's really, really nice. I got some white boxes this time because this was the supplier that delivered a little bit late, but I knew I was going to need boxes. I think I kind of like the white ones. Kind of the stamps kind of stand out. I don't know. We'll see. They were more expensive, but I just needed boxes like ASAP. So I had to get what I could get. But I kind of like the white. It's a thinner box, lighter weight. I don't know. What do you think? You like the white boxes or you like the traditional brown box? There it is. Thank you, Karen. Going out to Villa Park, Illinois. Is it Villa or is it Villa? I'm guessing it's Villa because it's Illinois. Thank you, Karen. Either way, nice donation to my neighbors. I appreciate that so much. All right, next up on the docket. Remember, if you get an order in right now, you skip the line. We'll ship you out right in front of everybody with a big dose of gratitude. Next up, in the meantime, we got Jamie, got a peak taster pack, one of each, going out to Jamie in Portland, Oregon. We got light, medium, and dark roast, all whole bean. One fun fact that most people don't know about coffee. Most people think, well, I'll ask y'all. Let's see how educated y'all are on coffee. Out of these 3 bags, light, medium, and dark roast, which do you think will have the most caffeine in it? Which cup of coffee will have the most caffeine? Light, medium, or dark roast? We'll see who my real coffee aficionados are out there. We'll see. Light, medium, or dark, which one has the most caffeine in it? Oh, thank you, CT. What's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a good bit. Have you been going live lately? Anyway, thank you so much for that super chat, that $2. I'll make sure that gets right into the hands of our neighbors. It's every little bit counts. Supports their rebuild. So I appreciate that. That's super kind. CT, what's the latest with you? I feel like I haven't seen you. Part of that is me. I haven't really been online a lot and supporting my friends' lives. Listening to your hip hop music that I appreciate a lot. CT is a fellow reseller. Kind of a big deal in the TikTok reseller world. He is everybody's friend. A really nice dude. CT's got one of those voices. It's just like such like a soft, gentle, sort of like polite voice. You know, you can just tell he's got a heart of gold. You know what voice I'm talking about? Jennifer says light roast. Nick with a guess for light roast. I'll keep that conversation open for another minute or two. That's the question. Which of the coffees has the most caffeine? Light, medium, or dark roast? We got 2 guesses on the board. Mendy is in the house. What's up, Mendy? Mendy, what was something fun from the weekend? Fill us in. Who did I say we were shipping? Jamie. Jamie, thank you for your order. Thanks for supporting our small little Western North Carolina business. Remember, 68 cents of every dollar spent in a Western North Carolina business stays in Western North Carolina, because those businesses will pay their employees with it. They'll buy more supplies for their business with it locally. They'll go out to restaurants locally. They'll buy groceries. They'll go to farmers markets. They'll support their friends' small businesses. Small business owners have a way of supporting other small business owners. It's just sort of wired into those sorts of folks. It's wired into me. I grew up in small business. What's up, Duke? Welcome in. Just shipping out some orders. We got a whole bunch of coffee orders and all this coffee and more. I got a whole 2 more boxes down here, down by my feet. Just got roasted today. So we got a lot of shipping to do. Shipping operation got held up a little bit by traffic thanks to a campaign rally speech in Swannanoa today. But we're over it. We're shipping. We're here. We got power. We got water. We got internet. We got food in the fridge. Thank you. A little peak taster pack going out to Jamie, going to Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon is a town that's got some really good coffee in it. I like Portland. Probably rainy in Portland right now, right? We're into the rainy season, which is a long rainy season. We got a bag going out to Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. Light ground. Fall seasonal light roast. Ground going to Sept, Alabama. Sept, Alabama. We got orders going all over the country today. I appreciate y'all. Get you a Chris at Peak sticker. We're almost out of these Chris at Peak stickers, but I just ordered some more, so they're on the way. But I think I'm going to run out before they get here. You've all been so generous. I'm running out of everything. Coffee, packing materials, stickers, tape. I got tape supposed to be delivered today. Almost out of tape. Peak season, like ground. Grounded needed to cut down social media and focus more on listening to packing. I appreciate it. It's a good time of year to get focused on the grind. It is Q4 for us retail folks. Time to get down to business. That's why, I mean, there's never a good time for a hurricane to level you, but I'm not super psyched that the hurricane rolled through September the 27th, because September the 27th, it's like that's the week that like my business typically kicks into the highest gear. And it usually runs, I slow down a little bit in December. I've traditionally sold more used clothing than new. That's been the foundation of my business for most of the time in business. This year, I've shifted to selling a lot more new than used. So, but anyway, in the past, I'm typically busy in September, October, November, and then I kind of like peter off, and December is just like an average-ish month, not like a crusher month. But this year I'm expecting December to be a little bit stronger because I'll carry more brand new with tags items, which is, people tend to look for gifts more frequently on new tags items rather than used clothing. People tend to buy used clothing for themselves and new stuff for other people. Although we're seeing that trend change. I think we're seeing a theme where more and more people are even buying used stuff as gifts too. But certainly new gifts are more common than used gifts for sure. So I'm expecting this year to roll right through December and probably have the best December I've ever had. But I haven't. Yesterday was my first day outsourcing, like full day outsourcing, since the 27th, since the storm rolled through. So that's over 3 weeks of me not acquiring new inventory, right? Like in a time where these should be my best sales days. So that's why I particularly appreciate the coffee sales, because, kind of two halves to my business. It's coffee and it's outfitters. The outfitters right now is slower than normal during peak season, but the coffee is busier than ever. So it's a huge help to me. And to Kim, so that if we can stay strong, we can continue to support other people. We can be an asset in the community rather than being a liability. And y'all's coffee support has allowed us to be an asset. It's crazy. We got two bags going to Allison. Thank you, Allison. And she's donating a bag. So we got a light roast and a medium roast, both whole bean, going out to Allison. And she gave away a bag. So that's awesome. Thank you, Allison. Getting this shipped right out to you. Means a lot to me. I didn't get any feedback. What do y'all think about the white boxes as opposed to the classic brown ones? Do you like the white? Ben Beautiful, you have a decaf. I don't have a decaf, brother. If you would like me to get you some decaf, like really, really good decaf from our roaster, I'm happy to get you a special order. You just let me know. And if so, just pop in an order. And in the notes section, right, decaf. And if you want it ground or whole bean, just let me know. But you can just let me know. And then just send me a note on here or whatever. I'll get you decaf. And I'll ship it on Thursday. I'll get a special bag for you from our roaster. I'll do that for you. Because I like you. I got some tricks up my sleeve, y'all. Y'all know I don't really like to talk about tricks before they're out, but I do, so I won't. But I'm just letting you know I got some tricks up my sleeve. Got some new ideas that are in the works. Now that we're getting we were in like crisis mode for a while, like crisis brain, where you just like have to think about every minute of every day. Like I can't see out past like the next 30 minutes. I'm just operating. I'm just trying to dig through the day, trying to figure out where we're going to get water, where I'm going to get internet, all that stuff. So there wasn't really a lot of time to like strategically plan, to create new ideas. And I'm starting to get pieces of my brain back, right? Like some mind space back. And it's allowing me to be creative and think about like new ways that we can support our neighbors and new ways that we can support ourselves through our business. And I'm really thinking a lot about how to be the question. I don't know the answer yet, but the question I keep asking myself is, how do I move forward in a sustainable way where I can continue to support the community a real lot and continue to grow my business a real lot at the same time? And that's going to require me to really intentionally build like giving back into like a regular everyday part of my business. I don't want this just to be a response to a crisis and then just to go away and go back to business as usual. I want this to be a real wake up call to finally do what I've been saying I'm going to do. I've been doing it a little bit here and there, but I want to be more intentionally build it into my everyday business that we're helping people and contributing to the community. So, that's the idea. Like I want every hour that I spend contributing to the community to also have like an impact, like maybe a quarter hour, like 0.25 hours, that it'll have that kind of impact on my business. So an hour spent contributing also creates like some synergy. So I get 0.25 benefit to the business. And likewise, if I do an hour of work towards the business, I want that to have some synergy and give me 0.25 hours or a quarter hour worth of benefit to the community. You see what I'm up to there. And those aren't like perfect numbers. You see what I mean? I want the hours I spend in the community to support the business, and I want the hours I spend on my business to support the community. So I have some synergy, and so that therefore I can long-term, I can merge those two goals. But right now I don't have it sort of balanced. I've been spending all my time supporting the community and very little time supporting the business, just keeping the business limping along. I need to find a way sustainably where I can be healthy and strong and our business can be strong and move forward and grow and be better than ever, but also continue to contribute to the community in a way that is sustainable. So that's the question I'm asking. I don't know the answer to how to do that, but I'm getting some ideas. I'm spending some time finally talking to some people that I was, talking to mentors and people that I like to refer to as being on my advisory board. For the first few weeks, really 3 weeks, I was talking to those people, leaning on them to how the heck to get out of this crisis mode and how to help our neighbors and honestly reaching out to them how do I get certain things? Can you help send this item to me? Can you bring me a freaking generator since I can't find one? Those are the conversations I was having with my mentors just a couple of weeks ago. But now I'm starting to carve out more time to talk about more long-term, strategically, how does business and giving, how do you fold those things together? What's up, Frenchie? Ben, let me know if you're interested in that decaf and how many bags. I'll get that going for you. It is easy for me. I'm happy to do it for you. What do I just pack up? I think I packed up Amanda's order. Y'all got me on a tangent, or I got me on a tangent. Same difference. Medium roast, light roast, both whole bean. Boom. Amanda, thank you. Awesome stuff. Frenchie, check out the new boxes. Do you like the white? I needed boxes so bad. Beggars couldn't be choosers. I had to pay extra and get these white ones from a supplier, but kind of like them. Did I just not put the shipping? Did I just not put the thank you note in there? Did I do that? Or do I have two Allisons? I see another Allison. Shipping and hanging out and talking is not as easy as you might think. I don't think I put the thank you card in. I did. But I put the wrong one. I put the wrong thank you card in there. See if I can extract it. That's what happened. It's like walking and chewing gum. This one's for Allison. Medium, light, got it. Got you, Allison. I forgot to put a sticker in too, so that wins. Got you a sticker. Things happen for a reason. And Allison, thanks for your donated bag too. Allison bought 2 bags and bought a bag to donate to my neighbors. So really cool. Appreciate that. Frenchie's in the house. Frenchie is here. I almost shipped that Priority Mail Express. That would have cost me $50. That would have cost me $50. Sorry, 1 second. I screwed something up. Screwed it up. Let's fix it. Happy Monday, y'all. Tell me a story. All right. Back to work. See you in a lot of time. I'll see you soon, Frenchie. Thanks, brother. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in for a minute. I'll take even a minute of my French friend. All right, next up, we got an order for. So yeah, I got some fun stuff up my sleeve. I can't wait to tell you all about it. But I'm more of I like to do show and tell, not tell and show. Show first. But I want you to know that I am working on some stuff and I'm excited about it. Ryan's got 2 bags of whole bean medium roast. My story. Thank you, Clancy. It takes the weight of like holding the conversation off me after I've been live for a little while. It's nice when someone else can pop in and carry the combo a little bit. Won boxing tickets to Emerald Queen Casino and was incredible experience up close. Pro boxing, great night Saturday. I've never seen like legit pro boxing. Where's Emerald Green Casino? I don't think I'm familiar with that, but that sounds awesome. I would love to go see boxing. I feel like there must be like a really cool energy in the air at a boxing match, something different about it. At least it comes through that way on the TV. I replied to your email. Did you get it? Mandy, I got to be honest with you. I don't remember. My inbox has been wild. Been getting so many emails from people who want to be so supportive, and I'm just not able to respond to everyone. So if I were to look up your email, how would I find it? I looked up Mendy and I searched my inbox and I didn't find something. So maybe there's another, maybe I should be searching for something different, Mendy. Sorry, my brain has been super cooked, and the amount of communication that I've been receiving, inbound communication, is wild on all my inbox. As you know, I create content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And my inboxes on all platforms are bonkers. It's good. People are being supportive. And people are asking all sorts of questions, that many of which I don't have answers to, about what's going on in the area and ways that they can help and stuff. And I've just flat out been overwhelmed. Doesn't mean I shouldn't get back to everybody, but it's hard. I also get messages on 4 different selling platforms that I sell on too. So it's like Grand Central Station over here lately. Everything's like, volume of messages on all platforms is probably higher than I've ever seen them. Rylan was the order I was working on. Let me know, Mendy. Your email is important to me. Just help me find it. Help me find it. What tab was I working in? This one? Yes. Rylan, 2 whole bean. Got it. Even somehow ended up in the middle of one of the boxers' entourages afterwards going through the casino. That's funny. In Tacoma, Washington. I didn't even know that they were like, they had like fights and stuff up there. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Thank you for sharing that. And you said that was free. That's pretty rad. My shipping system is acting a little funky. So it's trained where it knows if there's 2 bags, it knows like how much it weighs, but it's like been getting that wrong lately, which is weird. It just means I got to take an extra step. I got to really pay attention because sometimes it gets the weight wrong. All right, Rylan, we got you coming out. It's going to Mount Bellevue, Texas. Pretty cool. Handwritten thank you note. Sticker. Usually cheat sheets sell about 75 tickets. We won tickets on the radio. Nice. It's pretty good. I've won tickets on the radio one time for Sturgill Simpson. Before I was a Sturgill Simpson fan, I went and saw him. I was like, I am now a Sturgill Simpson fan. I won him from Oscar Blues. I entered at a place called the Brew Pump in West Asheville. Didn't even remember entering it. Just one of those things, you just fill out a little form and you throw it in a bucket. So when they called me and said I won tickets to this concert, I thought they were, I thought it was like a scam or something. I was like, what are you talking about? I usually don't like really enter raffles and stuff like that. And they called me and they said I won them. I was like, well, where did I? I'm like, I don't know about this. Where would have entered for this thing? And they listed off like 3 different places where they had like boxes where you can enter. And I was like, the brew pump. Yeah, I was just there like a couple weeks ago. They were like, yeah, well, you entered for the Sturgill Simpson thing. I'm like, I don't even remember, but that's awesome. Kim and I got free tickets to see Sturgill Simpson, and it was an awesome freaking show. I never win stuff like that, but I did that time. Thank you so much, Rylan. Got you some coffee coming. A little taste of the mountains for you. Roasted today, shipped today. It's got to go out tomorrow, but packaged today. Got an order for Kristen. We got a medium roast whole bean and a light roast whole bean. Thank you, Kristen. Kristen's in East Point, Georgia. Thanks to our new friends out in Georgia. Appreciate your support. I haven't mentioned it in a few minutes. You got to repeat yourself a lot on the live stuff. I haven't mentioned it in a few minutes, but if you do want to get yourself an order of freshly roasted coffee, roasted right here in Black Mountain, North Carolina, roasted today. You want to get yourself a bag, you can go to right up above or right down below, or go to chris@peak.com. It actually says chris@peak.com right down in the bottom corner right there. You'll find me. And get yourself some coffee. If you order right now during the live, you get to skip the line. I'll stop what I'm doing. We'll get your order right out. Big dose of gratitude. That's how we do. So Kristen's got 2 bags, light, medium, whole bean. All our coffee's available in whole bean, ground, or French press ground. Your choice. We have a light, medium, and a dark roast. Kim and I's favorite is the medium roast. That's what we drink. Probably 8 times out of 10 is medium roast. Got the last roll of tape that's going on right now. And I'm supposed to get it from Amazon literally today. It's not out there yet. So we're on to literally, I hate getting really low on shipping supplies like this. I usually overstock like crazy. But given the last few weeks, the circumstances, things happen. All this coffee talk made me get out of a fresh cup. Nice. There you go. Get you some coffee. I like it, Sophia. So with this medium roast, you can expect hints of milk chocolate and like the little bit of sweetness that comes with that. Again, this isn't flavored coffee. This is just the natural flavors from the beans themselves in the roasting process. But so you gotta have a little notes of milk chocolate and like a sweetness that comes with that. Really low acidity on that medium roast too. It's gonna be you're gonna enjoy it. Great daily driver. It's Kim and I's favorite cup of coffee. That's why we now sell it. We drank it for years before we started selling it. So this is going out to Christian. We win a lot of drawings. A lot of people don't take time to enter anymore. Yeah, I almost said that out loud, like I don't really enter that many things. So that's probably why I don't win many things. And since we won that from Oscar Blues Brewing, which their second location is in Brevard, North Carolina. It's about 25 minutes south of Kim and I. We were down there for my niece's soccer game on Saturday. And but because we won it through Oscar Blues, when we met the person who gave us the tickets, they met at like their little pre-party thing. And so they gave us the tickets and they bought us a pitcher of Oscar Blues beer too for Kim and I, which was pretty awesome. So nice little warm up to go over to the show. And the story behind that is one of the owners of Oscar Blues is a really big Sturgill fan. So they were a big sponsor of the show and all that. So they were definitely amped up for the show, if you know what I mean. We got and let me know if you got an order in and you're waiting for me to ship it. I'll get you shipped out right now. And you can also get an order in if you haven't, and I'll ship it I'll get you right to the front of the line. We got 3 bags of the medium roast whole bean going out to Kim. Thank you, Kim. There's one. 2. We did get a chance on, as I foreshadowed on Friday, that we got a chance to go to one of our favorite restaurants in the area called Post 25. They were closed for over a week, and we were finally able to go there on Friday, and it was just so great. They have the best staff, like the nicest people. Their food is delicious. It was just so great to see their staff like back at work and working hard, and man, they were busy. They said that they're like all-time busy, like coming out of the pandemic, crazy busy. But it also means their staff is working like crazy, which is good. These people need the money, but even when you need the money, if you're working hard, it still hurts a little bit, you know, it still wears you down. I was talking to one of their managers, Josh, and he said that they've had a lot of cancellations for they have a banquet room, but they also do a lot of off-site catering. And this is a really big time of year for banquet, wedding, catering type businesses, because this is big, like it's wedding season and the fall weddings, which are really popular with the foliage. Yeah, like there's just so much of that. So they said they've had a ton of cancellations because, you know, like people couldn't get here for a period of time. All the hotels had to cancel. A lot of like the venues and stuff themselves were without power and without water, so they had to cancel on people's weddings and stuff. So they've lost a lot of business from their banquet and catering side of the business. So the fact that their restaurant is really booming helps, but they also missed out, you know, more than a week of business on top of that. So it's all catch up mode for them. And that's the same for probably every one of these businesses. I need to get a thank you card here for Kim. Kim's in Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota. Thank you for your order, Kim. Thanks for supporting our small Western North Carolina business. I hope you enjoy the coffee, Kim. My sinister plan, since this is your first order, my sinister plan is to send you the best, freshest coffee that you've ever had, so you come back for more and keep supporting us. Every order supports not just our business, it supports our roaster business, which is another small business, 15 employees. They were closed for over a week. They've lost some staff through this. Some people have just had to literally move. One of their roasters had to literally move back to the Northeast because the whole reason they were here was for the roaster's partner's job that was in the River Arts District. And the River Arts District got totally flooded and all those buildings got wrecked and that business got kaputzed. So their whole reason for living in this area was the partner's job, and the partner's job is no more. So they're returning back to where they lived before. So not only was a business loss, but now you have a great employee, a trusted employee at another small business that get lost, and that hurts. You know, we're hearing more and more stories about that where people have circumstances like that mean that since the storm, either a home has been lost or an apartment has been lost or a rental has been lost or a business or a job has been lost, and it's causing people to make big life pivots because they don't really have any choice. So it's a shame. Thank you, Kim, for your order. 3 bags of the whole bean medium roast out the door for you. Mendel. Let me check that out. Okay, yeah, about the merchandise. Yeah, thank you so much for that, for sharing that link. I took a look at the link that you shared, and that's that particular brand is not something that we typically have a lot of success with, and that we don't really sell in our business. I am interested in that sort of bulk purchasing for the business, but And I don't know if that was your only offer or whatever, but that sorry I didn't get back to you sooner. It's been crazy time. Oh, that was yesterday. That was Sunday, so I don't have to feel too bad. But yeah, I did take a quick peek, and that's it's really thoughtful, and I really appreciate it. It's just that particular item is just not something that that we hunt and look for our business. Everybody's got different models. It's and that one's just not something that's really part of our model. But if there's other things, I'm happy to take a peek at it too. Thank you for following up about that. I appreciate that. Means a lot to me. Always looking at new business opportunities like that. Always happy to consider them. And thanks for the ping on that. Next up, we got let's see. Amanda bought 3 bags for herself and her family and donated 3 bags to our neighbors. So 3 for Amanda, 3 for the neighbors. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Thank you so much, Amanda. So we'll get these 3 for you. We got the Black Mountain Dark Roast, 3 bags going out here to Amanda. Going to Marshall, Virginia. Really cool. Really cool. So many first-time customers just diving in and getting 3 bags. That's really cool. Not to mention 3 donated as well. Thank you, Amanda. Your generosity is overwhelming. That's crazy. Let me know, Mendy, if you got that message I just rattled off. Hopefully you caught that. So the Black Mountain Dark Roast, the name for the Black Mountain Dark Roast, that comes from the town that it's roasted in, and also the Black Mountain Range is right outside of the town of Black Mountain, and the Black Mountain Range is the highest mountain range east of the Rockies. So it includes a mountain that you've probably heard of before called Mount Mitchell, which is the single highest mountain east of the Rockies, and that is in the Black Mountain Range, which overlooks the town of Black Mountain. Thought it was an apt name for a dark roast too, if you catch my drift. Hey, Rivas is in the house. What's up? PWO Jax is in the house. Welcome in. We're just shipping out some orders from the weekend. We got clothing all packed and shipped out. We're working on some coffee right now. Let's get Matthew shipped out. Matthew's got 1 bag of medium roast whole bean. Thanks for all your generosity. We are running our best month ever right now for coffee. The clothing business is down. Just haven't been sourcing and adding new inventory, so that's hurt. But the coffee business is all time for us. And we've been open for 1.5 years, and October is our best month. We had some really great months early on when we first launched too. It's hard to keep up with those kind of months, but we've outpaced it. The generosity that's coming from around the country is keeping us afloat right now. This is for Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. Out the door for you. Going to Stratford, Connecticut. All right, we got an order for Jennifer. It just came in today. Thank you, Jennifer, if you're hanging out. got 2 bags of the Black Mountain Dark Roast ground and also donated a bag to our neighbors. That's awesome. So if you're just jumping in, I added a link to the website, to the coffee site the other day, or I added an item, and you can donate coffee to our flooded neighbors. That's at chris@peak.com. So you can buy yourself a bag if you want to, but if you want to donate it, use this link right here, because that way you don't get charged for the shipping on the donated bags. That's because those won't be shipped. We'll hand deliver that stuff, or we'll make people cups of coffee. So we've had over 60 bags donated from people across the country to our neighbors and the people who are helping our neighbors. So coffee equals energy. Coffee equals smiles. So thank you, Jennifer, for getting you a couple bags and then donating one back to our neighbors too. It's a tremendous help, and it means a lot to Kim and I. Kim and I are going to be busy giving away all this coffee to people who are going to appreciate it. So Jennifer is getting shipped to her 2 bags of ground Black Mountain Dark Roast. Thank you, Jennifer. Handwritten thank you card, a little sticker for you, Chris at Peak sticker. What kind of coffee do you have left? I have all the coffees. I have 2 big boxes that you can't see off screen here. So everything's in stock, the light, medium, and the dark roast. Whole bean, ground, French press, you name it. We got it. It's in stock. It was roasted today. We've been getting 2 roasts a week for the last 3 weeks now, really. 3 weeks? Yeah, this will be our 3rd week of 2 roasts per week. We'll get another roast on Thursday too. Doesn't get any fresher than this, y'all. Thank you, Jennifer. And if you get you a bag right now, if you order it at chris@peak.com or follow the links up above or below, or go to my profile and find the links, you'll find it. chris@peak.com. If you get a bag ordered right now, you'll skip the line. We'll ship you out right now with a big dose of gratitude. What's up, Bud Stuff? And of course, at chris@peak.com, if you're stopping through to check out the coffee, check out our donation links. Those 3 donation links, there's a Venmo, there's a PayPal, and there's a GoFundMe. All that money donated there. There's no administration fees. There's no CEO getting rich. There's no administration team getting paid. There's no marketing team getting paid. That money goes straight into the hands of my neighbors that were 100% flooded by Hurricane Helene, and it's going to help them build back. And we're talking about 11 families that are 100 to 150 yards away from us in these 2 neighborhoods across the street from each other. We're talking about that. So it's like literally like as small grassroots as it gets. There's literally no fees whatsoever taken out of it. You know, your money is going to work for, I think, the most noble of causes. It's putting people back in their homes. These folks down there right now are in one of 2 conditions from these 11 families. Number 1, their home is a total loss, which means insurance came and said this home is a total loss, which means they will have to rebuild the house like from scratch, tear it down, start new. Or it means that their house right now wasn't a total loss, but it is right now totally stripped down to the studs. So they need to replace drywall, floors, HVAC, so they can have heat and air conditioning, like all the ducts, everything, all the insulation needs to be replaced. Kitchens, bathrooms, sinks, washer dryers, like all that stuff, bathtubs, beds, mattresses. I mean, we're talking everything. So they're either lost everything and have to rebuild their home from scratch, or their house right now is effectively a shed, 4 walls, a ceiling, a floor, but no heat and like nothing inside, right? A shed. So that's what those donation links are all about. You can also donate bags of coffee to my neighbors. We've had over 60 bags donated. There's a link for that on the website. It looks a little something like this. All those things help out my neighbors. If you ask me what the best of those things is, it's the money. It's the money. Coffee will put smiles on people's faces, and that's huge. But you can't trade coffee for a contractor to come install floors. You can't trade coffee for insulation. You can't trade coffee for an HVAC company to install new ductworks and hook you back up to heat. The cash is really huge. People want to donate all kinds of things. They want to donate clothes. They want to donate supplies and all that stuff. And those things are great. And water and all that stuff. Those things are great. What our neighbors need more than anything right now is money to rebuild. And we've helped them raise $24,000 in 3 weeks. And, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're not going away with this because they have such a long road to rebuild. Months and months and months of this. And they're homeless. I know it's like a big dirty word, but these folks are homeless. So every dollar that you donate makes a big difference to these folks because they have just some really big ticket items coming up this week and next. And we're tapping out the $24,000 already. We are prioritizing the folks with more funds, the folks that don't have flood insurance, which means they won't get any money from the insurance company. We're funneling more money towards them, triage style, than we are to the people that have insurance. Insurance won't cover everything. And many people have I haven't talked to anybody who's received a dime from insurance yet. That's why your funds coming in, even though you're like, well, don't these people have insurance? Isn't that taking care of them? Yeah, sure. It will eventually, and it won't cover everything, and they haven't got it yet. But they need money now to start with their rebuild process to buy things like coats, and they need to start, putting down payments down for contractors and stuff. And demo costs money. Demolition costs money, so they have to demo their homes before they can bring people in to rebuild them. So we got a bag going out the door. This was a gift, so this is going to TJ from mom and dad, and I actually put a note on there. They asked me to write the note, happy birthday, TJ. Love, mom and dad. I love doing these. So we're sending out a gift from TJ, maybe a surprise coffee gift going out to Taylor's, South Carolina, right down the street. So pretty cool. Love being part of the gift train. Coffee's a great gift, I think. I might be biased in this, but I think it's a great gift. If somebody bought me coffee, I would be psyched. Especially if it was roasted today and it's fair trade, organic, and single origin, then I'd be really psyched. So thank you to mom and dad of TJ. A little thank you note in there, a little happy birthday note. And shout out to anybody who's watching this live as a recording. These recordings are always available on Facebook and YouTube. As soon as the live's over, you can rewatch it. You can fast forward through boring stuff. Or if you're distracted right now because you're wrangling the kids or eating dinner or you're working, you can always rewatch stuff. YouTube and Facebook, all these lives are available as soon as it's over. So if you're watching the replay, thanks. If you are watching the replay, if you can write our keyword down below, neighbor. If you write keyword down below on the replay, I know that you're watching. And I'll smile. TJ. Happy birthday, TJ. Black Mountain Dark Roast for your birthday. Wait, was it? Did I put Black Mountain Dark Roast in there? Or did I put the medium roast? I feel like I put the medium roast. Do you ever do this when you pack something up? You're like, did I put the wrong thing in? I swear I put the medium roast in. You didn't stop me. There's only one way to find out. I did. I put the medium roast in. I caught it though. You had one job, Chris. One job. TJ deserves Black Mountain Dark Roast. You only have one birthday a year. Got you, TJ. Crisis averted. I don't think TJ would have minded a medium roast. Crisis averted. You're forgetting card. You're forgetting coffee. Are you okay over there? Hey, I didn't forget no cards. What you talking about? I didn't forget no card. I did mess that one up. Snappy D's in the house. Do you see any music this weekend, Snappy D? Guess what traffic I'm sitting in? Oh no, are you serious? Well, better you than me. I mean, our area is like war torn. To have that on top of it all is crazy. Sorry that you're in the traffic, Andrew. I don't like traffic. That's why I work from home. Y'all might not know this about me, but before I had my business from home, I worked from home full time. And then before I worked from home, I lived next door in downtown Denver. My apartment building was one building. The next building over was my work. So I had like 40 paces outside of the front door of my apartment building to the front door of my office was 40 paces. Before that, I lived 1.1 miles from work. Before that, I lived 1.4 miles from work. Before that, I lived 1.4 miles from work in another town. Before that, I lived about 3 miles from work. And then before that, I lived, at one point, I lived like a quarter mile from work when I lived in downtown Nashua, New Hampshire. So I'm not big on commuting or being stuck in traffic. You're probably catching the theme right there. So I was not psyched to spend an extra 3 hours on the road today. And I didn't even leave like the area. That whole trip should have taken me an hour. And I should have been on the road today for about an hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour 30 tops. And I was on the road for 4 hours and 45 minutes. Black Mountain dark roast going out the door, ground, and a medium roast ground. Going out the door to William. I'm grateful for everything we have. And today was a little bit of a lost day. I had grand plans for all this stuff I was going to accomplish today. Instead, I sat in the car. Had some good phone conversations, though, anyway. Thank you, William. Thanks for supporting our small Western North Carolina business, helping us get back on our feet. This is going to Guntersville, Alabama. I'm in CA, though. Problem is you live at work now. I don't mind that, though. I don't mind that. Hey, Chris, I got some women's and young men's clothes from me and my son that don't fit anymore. How can I get those clothes to you? I can't. If you're looking for like donations for our family, for our neighbors, that's awesome. I'm just not in a position to accept any like physical donations and distribute them. It turns out that doing that is actually a lot of work. So there are some. I'll put the name of a church that I know is. I'll get you their website. That is taking all that stuff. But just getting the right things, like the right size and all that stuff in the right person's hand is difficult than you might think. More difficult than you might think. Even the organizations that are doing this like full time at churches right now are like, they talk about like how difficult it is to get the right stuff at the right time into the right person's hands. They always need something different than what you have or a different size than what they have. It's difficult. Kim and I are just not able to bite that off. But I put a link to St. Barnabas Church. It's right down the street from us. They are serving our community. And the last time I was there, which was last Wednesday, they were accepting all the things. Clothing, clothing, supplies, food, water, cleaning supplies, all that stuff. I would get in touch with those folks. We've got a lot of generous offers for people to send us things like that. It turns out it's just very, very difficult to distribute all that stuff. George 6, what's up? How are you? I would never go back to work for anybody else. It can be a pain in the butt, but I've always worked for myself. Sure. I always said it. I would go back to work for someone else if it was a really, really good situation. Like if it allowed me to use my strengths every day, if I worked for great people towards a cause that meant a lot to me, and if they paid me a lot of money on top of those things, yeah, and I could go to war every day with some people that I enjoyed going to war with, and they were going to compensate me really well. I think that would be, I would do that again, but it would have to be the right thing. I'm certainly not against that. But there's probably not a ton of, it's a narrow swath of things that I would probably consider. So I would never say never, personally. Back on track now. Let's see. My YouTube is off. Was that to me, Chris? Yes. At this moment, I would like to donate you people there. Thank you. Yeah, that was, I just can't accept like physical donations because the people's needs, like say today you said to me like, hey, I got this, here's what I got. I got size men's this and size women's this. And I could go to my neighbors and be like, do you need this? And they'd be like, yes. So you'd send that stuff and it would get to me 4 days from now. And then the next day I'd go, so 5 days from now, I'd go down there and bring it to them. And they'd be like, oh, well, we went by this church and they had it, or someone else dropped it by yesterday. They came by, or like my family bought it for me. So the needs change so quickly that even if I knew for certain that somebody needed what you had, it doesn't mean that they're going to need it 5 days from now. But one thing that they will need, even if all the needs change between now and 5 days from now, or 30 days from now, or 60 days from now, they're going to need money, because they're going to need money to pay. They can trade money for a lot of different things. But if they get clothes that's the wrong size, or they got doubles of something that they no longer need, you can't trade that for a contractor to come install your floors. You can't trade that for a new refrigerator so you can have food in your house, right? You get it. So I'm happy to take people's cash donations, because no matter what, those needs aren't going to change. They're going to need cash for their foreseeable future, and they're going to need a ton of it. So I can always bring that straight down to people. But the clothing is just a really in supplies, it's a really tricky game. Even water, when people would drop by water, it'd be like, do you need water? And they'd be like, no, I just got a case of water. And like, I'd tell like my neighbors, would be like, take another case. You're going to need it tomorrow, but they'd be like, no, I don't want to take the water away from someone else who might need it right now. Right. So like people will say no to those things, even when they will need them, because they don't want to take them from somebody else because they have it today. But guess what? They're going to need it tomorrow or the next day, and they're still going to say no to it. So that's just the nature of people. We've heard that time and time again. So we definitely just cannot, I appreciate the sentiment, but we definitely cannot distribute clothing and supplies and all that stuff. It is a really tricky game. We got 3 bags of, I'm happy to distribute coffee though. Coffee is love. I'm happy to get creative with that. 3 peak blend, medium roast coffee ground. You can't do all the things. And run a full-time business, and fix our own issues with the house and stuff like that. There's so many things going on. I have to say no to you more than I can say yes to, unfortunately. Now, if I had a team of people that could do some of this stuff, that's a different story. But that is not the case. Medium ground. 3 bags of medium ground. Frances bought 3 bags medium roast ground for herself and donated a bag to our neighbors. How cool was that? How cool is that? Thank you, Francis. Running low on 8x6x6 boxes. Blowing through boxes. Good problem to have, though. Thank you, Francis. Got a nice handwritten thank you note. Thanks for supporting our small Western North Carolina business. Thanks for donating to our little neighborhood that got ravaged. Means a lot. Get you a Chris at Peak sticker thrown in there too. My YouTube is off. Richard French, yeah, smoke shop. It's 5 minutes from my house. Now, if I lived like Chris, I would work with him because he's the man. I couldn't afford you, Frenchie. I couldn't afford you unless I can pay you in. Can I pay you in francs? Is that what they call it? They get their money out there. I couldn't afford you. You're too skilled. You would end up taking over the business, and I would become obsolete. Back on track now, right? I get it. Will and my 2 cash. Thank you. I know, like, asking people for cash is a lot. They're like, what's going to happen? Can I trust this is going to the right place? And I can't talk you into that. But there's something feels nice about having like a tangible thing to donate. I get it. But man, there is nothing more powerful right now than these folks with cash. I mean, it's not even a close second right now. Now that we're kind of like, they got water and they got food and stuff, and they found a place to stay in the short term. Now it's like we need to get there. So phase 1 of the recovery is find a place to stay, get safe, get secure. Phase 2 is start demoing the home, right? We've gotten a lot of these folks through that demoing phase. Some of them are in the demo phase right now. Phase 3 is start to rebuild the home and get it back to the place where they can actually live in it, which means heat, which means insulation, and it means like having running water and stuff. And so that's what we're really focusing on. Phase 3 is really expensive. Phase 1 and phase 2 take a lot of like manpower, and they take a lot of supplies because you got to get people water, you got to get people food. They don't have any like electricity and any of that stuff. And you got to find them a place to live. You got to get them dry clothes. You got to get them sleeping bags and blankets and like mattresses to stay on and all that stuff. It's supply intensive. The supply needs start to drop as you move into this phase. And now it's building materials intensive and skilled labor intensive. Building materials and skilled labor are very expensive. So it becomes very cash expensive. And that's our goal, is to get these folks into phase 3, which is like not a complete house, with like, it's nicely painted and they got trim up and they got pictures hanging on the wall and in like a full kitchen and that sort of stuff. No, we're talking about heat, insulation, plumbing, sink, bathtub, toilet, right? So it's somewhere between a shed and a house, but it's a place that they can move back into before the teeth of winter. That's the hope. And right now is October 21st. We've had some 30 nights in the 30s. But yeah, this is a really expensive phase. It requires a lot of money, and that's why I keep asking for it. HVAC for one of these families, which means getting heat back, and AC. It's heat and AC, but they're not going to need AC until next May. So getting heat, which they need right now, $16,000 to get that installed by a company at a good discount. It's actually supposed to be about $22,000 to $25,000, but they're getting a really good price through a friend of a friend at $16,000. So even though we've raised $24,000, which is awesome, $16,000 for one of those families to get heat takes a big, that's just a big chunk. It hurts. So we're trying. Francis, we got your shipping label coming out right now. Got you some delicious coffee coming your way, roasted today, packed up for you today, heading out the door tomorrow. Post office is closed already. We missed them. Our house did okay. We got one tree on the roof, which came off 3 days ago. The insurance adjuster came today while I was gone, or was supposed to. Kim, did that insurance adjuster person come today? Oh, nice. Did you talk to them? Okay, cool. No, that's fine. I don't need them right now, but just curious. So insurance adjuster did come, so I'll get the scoop on that later on. Because the tree caused some damage to the roof. The roof seems watertight, although we haven't had any rain since the storm. The roof seems watertight, but there's some dents on the roof that will have to be taken care of at some point. Our car took a part of the tree off it, so it hit the house, went kind of flopped over the top of the house, and a couple of the big branches off the top. One of them went and hit the car, so we got a good sized dent in the passenger side door. And you haven't heard me talk about it because there's like tens of thousands of completely totaled cars everywhere throughout the region. So for me to talk about a dent in the side of my car seems ridiculous. But yes, there's a dent in the passenger side door, which means you can only, the way it dented it, it messed with the lock system somehow. So you can only open the door from the outside, and that handle's like a little messed up. The inside handle like won't work. So, but it might seem like a big deal, like, oh my gosh, you got to get your car fixed. We're like, yeah, it's not totaled, so like it's fine. You know, we had a roof on the house until 3 days ago. We were like, yeah, but the tree didn't, or we had a tree on the roof until 3 days ago. But it's like, yeah, but the tree didn't go through the roof, and we don't have to tarp the house, and it's not going to rain on the inside, so it's not that really a big of a deal. Like, we'll be fine, you know. That's why it just took us some time to get it done. We're focusing on like folks who had much bigger needs instead, like no house, totaled cars. One peak blend ground. This is going out the door to Tiffany. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for your first order with us. It's going out Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Right on. Right on. Wisconsin is a state I've never set foot in. How many states have you been to? I think I'm somewhere in like the low 30s for states that I've been to. And I only count the states if I actually like spent a night there. Then it counts. Or if I hiked a mountain there, I make that count too. But usually I do both. Anyway, if I just passed through or I went through an airport or something like that, I don't count it as a state that I've been to. And I think I've been to like 32. I'll have to double check my math on that. Tiffany Grand. Make sure I got this right. Not good at walking and chewing gum. So, I've never been to Wisconsin. I've never been to Minnesota. I've never been to Michigan. I've never been to either of the Dakotas. Never been to Iowa. I drove through part of Idaho, but I don't count that because I didn't stay there. I've never been to Washington State, but I stood on the other side of the Columbia River Gorge and stared across a bridge that I could have walked over and said that I've been to the state, but I wouldn't have counted that anyway. I have to spend a night there or do something of significance. So, but I have been to Oregon. Never been to Arkansas. Only been to 2 states, Arizona. Are you serious? You've only been to 2 states, Arizona and Nevada? How old are you? You don't have to answer that question if you don't want to. What's up, Mr. Chris? Welcome in. Say hello if you're just popping in. Let me know if you have any questions. We're shipping out orders. Right now we're working on coffee. My business is Peak Coffee and Outfitters. So we also sell clothing and shoes, both new and used, and coffee. We've been doing more coffee business lately than clothing and shoes, but we had a bit of both going out the door today. More coffee though. Thank you, Tiffany. And now we are officially, I have one more Chris at Peak sticker left, but I got more ordered. They just won't be in quite yet. I'm probably at or just under 30. Cool. Love Washington State. Lived here my whole life. Nice. Yeah, Washington State's like one of those places I would have thought that I've been to by now, but just hasn't worked out that way. I got some good friends up that way. Got a good friend who's currently in Bellingham. We got an order for Nancy. We got a Peak Taster Pack. Do I have enough boxes for that? Let's do it. Do that. Yes, got a few more boxes for the Peak Taster Pack. 8x6. So we got, this is going up to Stratham, New Hampshire. So some of you might know I lived in New Hampshire for 31 years. This is going to Stratham, which is about probably 45 minutes from where I grew up. Medium, whole, okay, Peak Taster Pack, whole bean. So one of each. Our light roast, which is our fall seasonal light roast, our medium roast, and our Black Mountain dark roast going out the door. Stratham, New Hampshire. And Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. I was born in Florida, but I only lived there for 3 months. I decided it was too hot. So we moved to New Hampshire. Obviously, I'm kidding. I had no say in why we moved to New Hampshire. I was 3 months old. I was a baby. I lived there for 31 years. I grew up in Londonderry. I lived in Lebanon, New Hampshire, which is what they call the Upper Valley, right next to Hanover, if you know where Dartmouth College is, Ivy League school. Lived right there. Lived in Manchester, which is the big city. Lived in Nashua, which is the second biggest city, right on the Massachusetts border. But I don't think I would move back. If I did, there's a few places I would consider. I'd consider Plymouth, which is up in the mountains. And I would consider the seacoast, like Portsmouth. But honestly, the winter is just so long up there. I would have a hard time. I like the 4 seasons, but I like down here where we have a really short winter and we have a really long spring and fall. I really love that about being in Western North Carolina in the mountains. In New Hampshire, like fall would be like, sometimes it'd be like a long weekend, and that's fall is over. You go right from summer right into winter. It's crazy. Same thing. Spring would just seem like this little blip. You know, you get like a week or two of spring, and it's like summer. It's just because winter was just so long. Whereas here we just have such a long spring and really a long fall. Thank you, Nancy. Going up to what I still consider, even though I wasn't born there, I consider that my home state just because I only lived in Florida for 3 months prior to moving up there. I love Seattle where my son is, but nothing compares to San Diego. You know, I've never been to San Diego. Snappy D, I've never been to the state of California. That's an interesting one, huh? That surprises a lot of people. I've been to like 32 states, I think, and California isn't one of them. It's a big one. My daughter is a senior at WWU in Bellingham. No way. That's cool. So my friend, I think he's still in Bellingham. Let me just see. Where is he? I think he's in Bellingham. If you need a chiropractor, I got you covered. Just trying to remember the name of his chiropractor place. Oh, if you're interested, I'll look it up. Don't come to California, trust me. Y'all are like a different country out there in California. Got some weird politics out there, I'll tell you that right now. We don't talk about politics on the show, but I will say, without getting into it, y'all got some weird politics out there. We got an order for Brian. We will talk coffee. We got 2 bags of Black Mountain Dark Roast. Round. Oh, we got an order. Just came in the door. Irene and Brenda, thank you so much. We'll get these orders out right now. Brenda, are you still on the live right now? I know Irene is. Ribas, thank you so much, Ribas. Let's get you shipped out. Yep, facts. Yeah, and I don't mean anything bad about it. I'm just saying it's a different brand of politics y'all got out there. All right, so we got a bag of medium roast, the whole bean. Is that right, Irene? medium roast whole bean. So you grind your own coffee at home. I like it. This is what Kim and I, this is our daily driver. California is weird. If I had the money to move, I would. I feel you. Can't wait to get your coffee. Just ordered the medium roast. Thank you. Is that right? I'm doing the whole bean for you. You grind coffee at the house. We'll get you shipped right out with a handwritten thank you note. Big dose of gratitude right here on the live. Thank you so much. Arribas. Thank you. That means a lot. It's so fun shipping coffee to your friends. Thank you so much. We got some whole bean coming your way. And guess what you get, Irene? The last of this batch of the Chris at Peak stickers. I got another batch on the way, but that's the last. Unless I had some tucked away. No, I don't. That's it. That's a wrap. Excuse me. What's up, Calvin, Chicago? Welcome in. Just shipping out orders. This one's going to Irene. In the live. I love the live ship. You got a shipping confirmation in your inbox, right? Wait for it. Right now, Irene, you got a shipping confirmation with your tracking info. It's coming USPS. Roasted this morning. Packed this afternoon. Ships tomorrow morning. Bezos ain't got nothing on Peak. I don't know if you can see this pile. This is all our shipping. That's outbound stuff going out from the weekend, from Saturday and Sunday. We shipped last on Saturday. Saturday late morning was the last time we shipped. And on Sunday, we rest. The post office is closed, so there's really no point to ship. Thank you, Irene. I really appreciate it. We got you on the way. Means a lot to me. And we were just working on an order for Brian. 2 bags of ground Black Mountain Dark Roast. Gotcha, Brian. I only have 2 going out from weekend sales. Need to put in some time posting more inventory. You and me both. You and me both. I just got my first day of sourcing clothing in 24 days yesterday. The storm rolled through on the 27th. I was out the afternoon of the 26th. I was out thrifting. I actually had a pretty good thrift. I only hit one store. Was it one? Yeah, I only hit one store on my way home from an appointment, and I did pretty good. But then yesterday I went all the way to Charlotte and did some retail arbitrage. Thanks, Brian. Out the door for you. Roasted today. Shipping today. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. And we got another order that just rolled in. Brenda, Black Mountain Dark Roast, roasted today. Shipping today. You can't beat it. Thank you so much, Brenda. We're going out to Wausau, Ohio. Brenda donated like 7 bags to my neighbors, which is crazy. And now she's come back and she's ordered a bag for her. So we got the whole bean Black Mountain Dark Roast going out. Awesome stuff. Brenda, thank you so much. I won't forget your generosity. Thanks, Brenda. Get you packed up. Roasted this morning. Yeah, can't beat it. You can't beat it. Can't beat it with a stick. Appreciate that. Only have 2 million. Brenda, are you live with us right now? There's a show in February in the caves you mentioned. Probably be cold. I didn't know they did shows in the wintertime. Doesn't that caves look really sick? I really want to do that. I just thought it was like a season. I thought they were kind of like wrapping up the season or whatever. I see them like they pop up on my Instagram a lot, the caves. Place looks crazy cool. Oh, wow. We got an order for, I don't think I realized that this was a 5-pack going out the door. So we got 5 bags of Black Mountain Dark Roast whole bean. First time customer, Alethea in St. Augustine, Florida. First time customer, boom, shows up and buys 5 bags. I mean, the generosity from people, that is off the rails. That is off the rails generous. I don't even know what to say. We didn't even really get a chance to earn Aletha's business with like sending one good bag. I appreciate that. Just blind trust. I gotta stamp up a box. So I do recommend when, if Kim and I were gonna order coffee, obviously we have our own coffee, but if Kim and I were gonna order coffee, like premium coffee from somewhere afar, we would buy 5 bags because we would buy, if it's roasted fresh like this, we would, which is the only thing we're gonna consider buying. We're gonna order enough for a month for us, so whatever we drink in a month, that way we save on the shipping price. And coffee is like crazy cheap, crazy fresh when it's like within 30 days. So, well, we would either order 4 or 5 bags. We go through five bags a month. So that's what we would do, is we would order 5 for the 2 of us, or 4. That way we only pay for shipping once per month rather than paying multiple shipping. And that's what we recommend that people do that order our coffee. You say, consider ordering what you would order in a month, only because you'll save yourself money on shipping. You can order as many times as you want, and I'm happy to ship it out to you. So although 5 bags seems crazy to order, that's probably what Kim and I would do if we were ordering it from afar. Either that or 4. But if you only drink 1 bag a month, I would do over 1 bag. Keep it super fresh, you know. So we got 5 whole beans. Especially if you're ordering whole bean, because the coffee is just got to be super fresh. Especially fresh when it's whole bean. All our coffee is packaged with what's called nitrogen flush, which means they force nitrogen, which is an inert gas, into the bag with the coffee. And that pushes out all of the Oh, the air. Air is the enemy of fresh coffee. Coffee stay fresh if you freeze it. There's the jury is out. Like there's two different schools of thought about freezing coffee. Some people say yes, some people say no. The advice that I get from the folks at Dynamite, they know a lot more about coffee than I'll ever know in my entire life. They've been roasting coffee here in Western North Carolina for 15 years, 16 years now. And they say there's no need to freeze it. There's no need to change the temperature or whatever. They recommend storing it in a cool, dry place. So just like you can put it in a cabinet, like a kitchen cabinet. It doesn't have to be cold. Doesn't really do it any good. Some people will tell you otherwise. I'm just telling you what my folks tell me. I trust them. Been drinking their coffee for years. So this one's going out to Alethea. It looks super neat. Yes. Thank you, Brenda. You're awesome. Brenda donating bags. Buying a bag. But yeah, so Kim and I just store our coffee in the cabinet. And if we buy 3 bags, we make sure like we don't open up all 3 bags. We would open up one, run that out of coffee, open up the second. That's going to keep it freshness too. Keeping it sealed keeps all that air out, which is good for freshness. And if you buy our coffee and you have it for 90 days at your house, I mean, it's still going to be fresher than most of what you're going to find at your grocery store. Some of that stuff at your grocery store was roasted literally in 2023. So don't get too crazy. It's still going to be ultra fresh, especially if it's whole bean. If you drink it within 90 days, it's still technically fresh. But if you want like freshy fresh, like the best drinking experience, best flavor, inside 30 days. Inside 30. Mic sounds static, or is it just me? We'll see if somebody else is. How's the mic sound? Does it sound static, or are we good? Thank you, Alethea. I'm pretty certain that's our only customer named Alethea. Crazy generosity. 5 bags on the first order. Love it. Crazy. Thanks for believing in us. You're going to love that coffee. That Black Mountain Dark Roast is a crowd pleaser. It's not going to be anywhere near as roasty as some of the dark roast that you may or may not be familiar with, where it's just like really roasty, really dark, really bitter dark chocolate. That doesn't describe that coffee at all. It's creamy. It's got a little hint of that jammy fruit to it. And it's got it's got a little bit of roastiness to it, but it's very subtle. For a dark roast, it's really low on the roastiness compared to most. We got an order going out the door for Jana. Where is your order? I seen it. Where'd it go? There it is. 4 bags of whole bean. Again, first time customer Jana. She comes in with 4 bags. will be, sounds crazy, but if you drink 4 bags in a month, like Kim and I do about 5. And you know, if you have friends that drink a lot more coffee than even we do. Is this gonna fit? Yeah, this fits 4. Static. I don't know if there's really anything I wouldn't even know what to do. Let me just turn the mic on and the mic off. I'm not using a mic, so I don't know what would cause it to static. Let me know if muting it and unmuting it helps. Yep, static. Geez, I wouldn't even know how to fix it because I'm not using like an extra mic. Like it's just my computer microphone. So I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't know what buttons to push. Looks like both reports are through YouTube. Oh no, Facebook too. So yeah, I wouldn't even know. I just muted it and unmuted it. Let me see if there's other options it gives me. Not sure. If anybody has ideas on how to fix static from a built-in microphone on a computer, I'm all ears. Maybe all ears isn't the right term to use here. Probably need to get a small hand mic. I've had those before. But something tells me that if there's static, it's because of software, not because of physical stuff. So even if I had that mic, it wouldn't change anything. By adding another microphone, it just complicates the matter. It adds more stuff that can break, if that makes sense. This is the built-in mic, so you would think that there'd be less to go wrong. All right, we're going to Elliott, Maine. Thank you, Jana. 4 bags of Powerhouse order. All right, we might be getting close to the end of the line here. Yep, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Yeah, no worries. Thank you, Irene. It is a good idea. Thanks everyone for your generosity today. Thanks everyone who's watched and followed along the journey of our post-Hurricane Helene stuff. You're going to hear me talk about it for months, probably on ends, but you're going to hear me sort of coming to more of like a balance, right? As I'm picking up more of my, my job is to tell the story, right? So I was spending my only time for the first really 3+ weeks was spent helping our neighbors recovering ourselves from the hurricane. So my job as a storyteller is to tell the story about what I'm experiencing. Now I'm kicking back into business mode and I'm doing more business. This week I'll do more business activity than I've probably done in the last 3 weeks combined. So you hear me talking more about business, but I will still be talking about what's going on in their neighborhood, because that recovery is just, it's got to take some time, and I'm going to be spending time and mental time and space and energy fundraising for those folks, physically offering help to them, and just offering solace and advice and stuff along the way too. So as you move forward, you'll probably hear more business talk than you have over the last 3 weeks from me. For a while, you didn't hear anything from me because we were just, it was lights out and all that stuff. But as we move forward, I'm going to try to find a really nice balance, both because in my life, I'm going to try to find balance between hurricane recovery, personal health, and all that stuff in business, right? So you'll probably hear, as my live streams and my videos, you're going to start to hear more of a balance in some of that too. The videos will probably still stay mostly focused on the fundraising, just because it's so critically important as we move into this phase, which is like the phase 3 of recovery, which is getting these folks back into a house with heat and water, and running water and toilets. And so yeah, you'll still hear probably more emphasis from the videos on that. The live streams are just a reflection of where I'm at in any given day. So today I was focused on getting out my clothing order shipped from the weekend. I was ranting about traffic from today, and of course shipping out a lot of coffee. So the live streams are just going to be a reflection of me at that very moment. So thanks for listening to me and where I'm at. Thank you, R, and thank you, Irene. But yeah, I'm actually not 100% sure, like kind of how the content is going to evolve. I'm just only starting to get a little bit more time to sort of think big picture instead of just thinking in like 30-minute increments. I mean, the first few days we're thinking about 5-minute increments, then it was 30-minute increments, and it's an hour increments. And now I can kind of think about like what a whole day looks like, and can start planning forward to future days and stuff. I'm just starting to get there, and just starting to get out of crisis brain and into sort of like a more normal brain, and more thinking strategically. We're going to add some new things to the business in coming days and weeks. Some of that is just the seasonality of our business. It's that time of year, but some of it is going to be responding to trying to thread the needle between how do I continue to support the community, but also continue to grow my business to levels that it's never seen before. And how do I do those things simultaneously? How do I do that? I don't know, but I need to find synergy between both. The time that I spend helping should also help my business a little bit. And the time I spend with my business should also do a little bit of helping too. So I'm looking for that synergy. That's the question. How do I move forward sustainably so that the business supports the charitable mission, and how does the charitable mission support the business? And I think that's going to be a long-term answer. And I think I'll sort of like weave my way into it, and I won't have the answer today or next week or even next month, but I'll start to find little bits and pieces of that answer, share that with you. I'll ask for your feedback on some things moving forward too, but I really want to move like a big stone boulder as you're like building, right? You start with like the foundation, the big heavy stuff. And I really want to move big heavy stuff into the business. That integrally part of what I do is helping people, not just responding to this crisis and moving forward. I really want the business to move forward with a piece of it, a big piece of it, that is also going to be helping local folks with what they need. And you've seen me do stuff like that in the past. You saw me do that with Farm Cafe in Boone, North Carolina. You saw me fundraise for them and their mission up there. You've seen me fundraise for different people in our community at different times, right? And now what I want to find is something that's more consistent, that's more sustainable, and that can have like a longer term impact both on people and on the business. So that's got to be where I'm going to be like really strategizing and brainstorming, and maybe asking for some feedback from all of you. Sorry, Mindy. I think it's just staticky. It's probably just the way it is as I close this out, but hopefully next time I turn this on, it's not staticky. I don't know what's going on. It's just my regular laptop microphone. There's nothing fancy going on here. I have fancy podcast mics and stuff I could hook up, but I don't know. They're probably in the closet or tucked away or something like that. So maybe I'll have to dig it out if it keeps being staticky. Thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for hitting the donation links that are at chris@peak.com. You can find them above or below, whatever. You'll find the donation links, chris@peak.com. All that money goes straight to my neighbors. It helps them rebuild. We're trying to move them to stage 3, which is to have heat and have hot water in their homes so they can actually stay there instead of staying on couches or in basements and stuff, which is what they're doing right now. So thanks for supporting that. Thanks for buying coffee and supporting our small business. Thanks for donating coffee, which you can do through our website too. Thanks for being here, for hitting the like button, for sharing, for talking, for sharing what's going on in your world, just sharing conversation and time with me. It means a ton to me. What's up, J6? But signing off for the night. I'll catch you the next time. I don't know when that next time will be. But I'll catch you again soon. I'll give you some updates on the neighborhood. Of course, I'll share business updates and stuff like that. And I'll share love with y'all. Thank y'all. Big appreciation, big gratitude. See you next time.